Watch your phalanges, watch your backside. Hopefully, I'm being heard. I see moving with Rafik. You know what I'm saying, Rafik? If you here, pull up for a second. You know what I'm saying? Early in the morning. If you here, man, you know what I'm saying? Because we got something to talk about. So if you here, pull up on me, baby. But this is what it is, man. A couple times it's been related because I've been, you know what I'm saying, basically, you know what I'm saying. Well, I would say Friendly Extortion is my homie, my brother from another mother, and he co-hosts and be here all the time for me. I don't do the same. I'm a fucked up nigga. Uh, I'm gonna go with this, man. Shout out to my man Death of the Cloud Chaser. Shout out to Bullets Gotti. Shout out to Tommy D, ATG Bond, and Murph DeKenzo, along with the Godfather G'd up Quinn. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes, it be different things going on. Everybody be flooded with their own thing. So I give a shout out to all of the brothers that I said, you know what I'm saying? The first two, Buddha's Gotti and Death of the Cloud Chaser, because I had the pleasure to like start doing this, being around greats of what this is. And those two are my big little brothers. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you see when people begin on Gotti, no matter if Gotti fucks me over, I still got to talk to Gotti about it. You can't talk about Gotti around me. But anyway, we're gonna get to this. Yo, Friendly Extortion, you here? You hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Salute, T.
All
Salute to
right,
the chat.
all right. Shout out to Yummy holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for real, that's the real raw feet pull up. We got six in the building because of Friendly Extortion. But so remember that I know you remember one of the last mixtapes, and I think this is where it came from, the mixtape for dummies. So that's why I think to my brother came up with, you know what I'm saying, we had a quick chat and was just talking about everything that we've been seeing and we going through. And like I said, my man Friendly Extortion has had a couple of things happen on his channel in a recent time, and some people look like, oh, T, you can't help, or you. No, I have to explain because he has a different vision, just like I had a different vision to come up here on YouTube and be myself, not knowing anything about the antics. So this shit is always learning on the job, episode by episode, show by show, situation by situation. E Bless, I see you, baby. Thank you for coming pulling up. And I appreciate everybody in here. You know, I do this every time. I can't help it because it could be nobody. It's time with me and Friendly. That's why I start fucking with Friendly because I seen me. You see what I'm saying? I knew 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I would get on here, go live, and be talking to a goddamn computer screen and hope somebody would be live listening. But like Death for the Clout Chaser would do, he'll be one of the people and give me a like, but he wouldn't never pull up on me. Just like nigga, no, do what you gonna do and telling people how you feel and what's going on. So even though I would have liked him to hold my hand at the beginning, but he didn't, and I understood it. You know what I'm saying? So that goes back to why I did it with him again. Why I brung up on Bullets Gotti. Bullets Gotti do this. That's why he be hurt with certain people who don't know him. Bullets Gotti give his channel to a lot of people. I was one of the people where this time, late night, that's why when it's my time, I do late night because when I was over there, Gotti would go to sleep or Gotti could be doing his research on certain things and let me run his show with, at the time, he had thousands of people following him. And people, everybody didn't like TX3, but people got to know me, and some people like me just hated me. Then they would see me with I Smoke. I didn't know them niggas had beat. I would be everywhere just trying to learn this thing. You see what I'm saying? So that's why. What up, sir? Early Kendrick Lamar. So that's why like it be on me to like a Sir Early when I see them come around that you know I'm gonna try to help my brother or my sister to try to do something on their platform, just like moving forward with Rafiq. Solid brother, you know what I'm saying? My big bro. Listen to this man, you know what I'm saying? He only be trying to bring positivity. The whole unity we connected with is unity. Ain't nobody trolling over here. I'm a grown man. Everybody, for the most part, that I try to deal with are grown men. They're just talking about street life without it being glorified. You see what I'm saying? And my brother Friendly said, asked y'all earlier and asked me earlier, you know what I'm saying? Why do smart people come on YouTube and then turn dumb? One of the examples when you said it is because if you follow the channel or follow his or mine's and anybody's up here for what they quote unquote call the beef sector, it's that people click with people, then it don't work out 2 weeks later. They trash each other, they talk about each other, but then there'd be qualified college students, people with degrees that want to waste their time on fuck shit. Where certain people that come from the street and grew up a different type of life and then chilled and stopped and then bring their life to you that ain't on that shit. It's very confusing for the people that are like that. So that's why I was like, yo, why do these fools that are smart act like fools in a smart situation? But in a dumb situation, wouldn't even be smart. But in a smart situation, they'll be dumb if you can figure that all out. You see what I'm saying? Friendly, what you got to say, bro?
Yeah, it just crossed my mind to see, a platform that people could grow and see growth, and there's so much other things that people could do. I'm pretty sure the majority of these people know how to read, write, could do something, know how to build, or maybe have some type of knowledge of something that could help somebody. That's really something that people are really in search for. But instead of doing that, people choose to do dumb shit, and they want to succeed from doing dumb shit. And then they want to talk about why people don't support, or people like whatever, in those cases. But if you sit back and you think about it and you analyze, you be like, but dog, I understand what you're saying, but you're a smart dude, but you're just doing too much dumb shit. And that's what's stopping your growth. That's what's stopping your checks. You know what I'm saying? And not only just YouTube, what this has to do with the entertaining bit, the hip hop culture, whether and all the above. Even like I have a question: why can't gangsters be cool and be a nerd? Why can a gangster be a nerd? Why does he has to be a specific way? Why? You know, why can't a nerd be respected? He could help you with some information, maybe give you some guidance and help you reach something, you know. But being that this person is not doing the dumb shit you're doing, you don't fuck with them. You can't fuck with them. You can't trust them. He's no good, you know what I'm saying? Or she's no good. And you'd be like, damn. Then you got the ones with this book smart. You'd be like, nigga, you know better than that. Why would you do that? And I just don't understand that. Smart people are becoming dumb on social media. And I just see a lot of ignorance, and the majority of people are adults, what I'm saying? Either have a responsibility to take care of, they have a family or something. And I see there's other things going on in life that I'm pretty sure their life is not perfect. There's things they need to be working on, trying to fix within themselves or at home. They focus it on social media, destroying one another. And you wasted all that time when you could have just maybe done something at home you had to do. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. You understand? But they will focus so much to put that negative energy on social media, you know. And this is a big platform. This could reach out all over. You understand? And they could do so way much better, but I don't know what it is.
Right. That's one thing. Like I said, when I hollered at you, and came up with this thing, and that's why I said you got to stop short taking yourself, even if like you don't get to express yourself in English the way that you want to do. Most of the people, like I said, even more than me, a lot of the people gravitate to you and like you. Period, bro. So I don't.
Right.
That's why I said you got to start. I get it, and I know how it feels when somebody do. Because it's funny. Because that's one thing. That's why I try to be what I say like not nice. Like I tell the real, or try to salute you in a real way, not just say salute how everybody else says. And again, that's my shine. I
Right,
say shine to the chat. I say shine to everybody. It's not game related. My shine is like Wu Tang fans should know that shine like a sun. I shine. I want
right,
to see my brother do better than me. That's what my shine mean when you see me wherever it is, and I say shine to the chat, and I say shine. It's about seeing you doing good and shine like the sun, and then that's all it is. It's about, you know what I'm saying. But you are embraced well by the people that pull up on you, such as myself. You see what I'm saying? So you don't gotta beat yourself down. But I know how it is at the same time. Like I said, we're so used to coming from where we're coming from. Like Rafiq can understand. It's like most of us don't never get no brother. You a bad motherfucker. We don't without that being something super extra. We don't in regular life get somebody praising us by just doing good. And that's why I say, and I say shine to the chat, and I respect everybody for being here all the time. And I mean that, even if certain people just here because it's something to do or not. It's just because like I come from a place where, it just seemed harsh, and we got to change that. Like I said, my brother Rafiq in the mornings and afternoons, he be on building the positivity like crazy. You see what I'm saying? And like for us being men, like I said, it took a long time for a lot of men from our culture to have a problem with expressing themselves to the truest definition, or if we're struggling or we're hurt somewhere, we don't know how to express that because we was always taught or grown up to see that that would be bitching or that would be some form of sucker shit. And that's what creates more crimes and create more problems in the community we have. You see what I'm saying? But I learned that a while ago. Like even when I was outside, like I said, I've been around different groups of people, and people would get
right,
mad with me because I would be positive, doing negative, like on the block, pumping, doing certain shit. Like I said to y'all before, when I see niggas dumping blunt guts and dropping rappers and doing all of the paraphernalia, sitting up in it with drugs and guns on them, and then get mad when they get posted and go to jail. Like you don't make a mess. Like they say, don't shit where you lay. The same thing. Don't shit where you hustle at. You giving them the reason for them to come pull you over because they see the fucking big ass 40 bottle. Now, it's back in the days, but niggas still do it to the extent. But it's kind of different out here in a lot of
right,
areas because they kind of cleaned it up from a street level where you could just be rocking in the block like we used to get. I know at least out
right.
here, when I'm at right now, it's like the closest. Roxbury in Massachusetts is like the last of it. Dorchester, I'm from Dorchester, Mattapian. We don't really have no place where we could be on where I came from, and we just, when my brother just slide through here, we used to be in front of a liquor store. We used to be on the block. You can't do that around my old neighborhood like that. You can't be out there making money like that. You got to do it a different way. The
Right.
game to flip. You see what I'm saying? So again, the point of it is like they're being embraced with love from the outside of any type of attention, and that's what one of the questions that you asked that I wanted to say about what you was asking about the smart niggas on some dummy shit up here is because again, keyboard gangsters, people having no sacrifice, don't have to worry about what they say and what they do behind these computers. So a lot of people that like we know in the hood, we always used to say like, oh, that cop act like that because he used to get bitch. He was a sucker in school. Used to smack him in the head. Now he's taking advantage because he's behind a badge. So it relates the same way. Like I told people a long time ago, since I started this. First, it was the crap game, then it was the rap game, and now it's this YouTube. So you have suckers that have a situation where they can play suckers with no identification. So of
So
course they're gonna show themselves. What I continuously say is I do like the dialogue, like the lady, like the girl with the N word. I like not only her, other people. I like the people to come on these platforms and people do tell their truth because it just lets you know that that's just out there and how people are in this world. You see what I'm saying?
right,
And just in our across because everybody we got one like Gypsy. If she's listening, like that's why that time when she was up here, I was trying to get the brothers to get off because we want to explain and try to have a thought process on Australia. When the game of Death come up here, it's great to listen to him. He's from Australia, so we're getting words and visuals of people from out of this country. So that's why I always, when somebody want to come and goof around, when I've got somebody on my platform, they come from another country or come from fucking Omaha, and we don't know no black people there. Just like y'all think ain't no black people in Boston, I want to hear what their environment's about. Just like the homie 420 East, I hope y'all pulled up on him or looked at his channel. That brother is in Oklahoma City. We don't know too many brothers and sisters for Oklahoma City, but the mind is there. Went through the same thing. And like what he said, it's more cripping and blooded and gang related shit in Oklahoma City than it is in Boston. And damn near in New York and Jersey too, because he said that they got every last one. They got GDs, disciples, everything. Everybody in every state don't have all of those gangbanging shit. It's a lot of places like
Right.
here in Boston where people just are thugs. They're street people. They commit crimes. You see what I'm saying? So when you get somebody on your platform from an area that can tell you something that you never know about, I have no time for the guy that want to come. I don't care if you be coming visiting me daily. I mean, sometimes throughout the week or sometimes when I'm up here. But if you want to goof off, go goof somewhere else. I have no time for goofballs when somebody is giving us some type of sense of visualization and how they feel from somewhere that we don't know about. I'm never gonna let that slide. I never let no woman get disrespected on my platform until she disrespects herself on the platform or disrespect the situation that's going on. When it comes to little trifling ass troll ass niggas that pull up when they want to, but they got favorites, but their favorites not on, and then you think you're gonna pull up on here, that's when you don't see them up here and their asses get bounced and they get mad. I'm for building. I'm a building type dude.
Right.
If you down with the trash department, take your trash to somebody else's panel. And most of these people should know that I've been doing this for like 15 months. Don't come pulling up on me on that bullshit.
Right. And listen, you have so many people at war against each other and stuff like that. If you really think about the reason why they at war with one another is over the most pettiest shit, right? And you think about it, you be like, yo, these two people are smart enough that if they both was to get together, they could do content and they could take these numbers and take their brand to another level. But
Exactly.
people want to think for themselves. And the other problem is lack of respect and consideration that goes on in our sector a lot. People don't respect and they have no consideration for others for what they're
At all.
trying to do, and that is the major problem in this, because behind all that, there is no communication because it's lack of communication. You understand also, and that's what brings the misunderstanding, the misconception, and it brings problems. And when you
Well, I
realize
think
and you come and look, you deep down, you like 12 feet deep, and you like, how the fuck did I get down here? But if you think about all the dumbest shit you did, you'd be like, damn, I fucked up. But some people are afraid to just say, I fucked up. I'm sorry.
right,
Because I
right.
don't know what is wrong with like saying I'm sorry and I'm fucked up.
Mhm.
Like when you say that to somebody and you mean it, bro, you feel good, whether the person accepts it or not. You
And
gotta be
see,
the bigger person and always show your part. You understand? You
Frank,
gotta,
what up, Honda Mother? Go ahead, go ahead.
you gotta always be, you gotta show some dignity and some type of respect, you know, and you have to show people some type of understanding. And some people are afraid to do that because they feel that if they do that, they won't be respected. But I tell you what, just by saying I'm sorry and I fucked up, you much realer than the person who just can accept it. Because it shows you was willing to forgive and let it go and move on and build.
Right. Now you said a mouthful, bro. Like that's why I was gonna say. One more part I gotta, of course. I mean, probably a Bush baby, and regardless of ducking out. And I'm gonna say the name. You're gonna start this, but that's just like open situation. Is what you just said. Again, asking for apology. I think when you apologize or don't be ashamed of something, I would want a genuine I'm sorry, a genuine apology. So if I can't get it, I can't get that to nobody. I don't just talk to be talking. I'm not the type to want to hear myself speak. I'm not one of them type of people. Like I said before, when you see people come up here or anywhere, even on your platform, just like when John Killumanati gets at it, him and Rain just in the boxing match all night long. But when he gets into it, when Uda Block comes up here, I mean me and Uda go, you know what I'm saying, because it be shit. He'll be up here soon. He hearing his name now. But the point that I'm making is that once somebody's dropping a gem or in a lane of I don't know, and they're dropping what they're dropping, this like beneficial to everybody, not just what T History believes in, I shut up. Nobody could say that. I let people come up here and rock the panel. If you're about something and you're building and you stand for something, I let you rock. I don't get mad or get in the way of that or none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't, you know what I mean, selling us some bullshit. And
Right,
even
gotta come.
sometimes,
No,
again, and that is how the day goes. I don't want everybody knows bullshit too, so it don't matter.
right. You know, I think people need to sit back and start analyzing and thinking what they really want to do. You understand? Are they trying to be talking some smart shit and still be broke doing dumb shit? You know what I'm saying? They got to really think. You know what I'm saying? Or do they want to succeed? You know,
Right.
because a lot of smart people are still broke, and you know what? Because they're doing a lot of dumb shit. That's like a nigga telling you, "I'm street smart." So nigga, what you doing time with me?
Right.
If you so street
Damn.
smart, why
That
you
was
locked up in the
nasty.
bins with me? You know what
That's
I'm saying?
nasty.
Why
We ain't
you
gonna
with me?
drop off.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Niggas
nasty.
want to be in jail talking to you about laws and your rights, but the nigga just blew trial. You know what I'm
Ouch.
saying? But I'm gonna
Ouch.
leave it like that. Go ahead, you do what you do, cause it's just
Like I
the
said,
fact.
the only thing I can say about that again in this good topic that you brought up, bro, is that it's just up here. Like I said, besides just being keyboard gangsters or whatever, it's just also which I understand and it makes sense. Everybody want to be somebody, but then it comes to the street, like it comes to the gangster stuff too. That I feel as though I don't know why people be wanting, just like we said with the N word, I don't understand why people want to be gangster all of a sudden when it really doesn't pay off pretty well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't understand why certain people like the N word, why we'll go in like with that girl or anybody that does it, because again, on one of our main pains that we did nobody stress yesterday, but sometimes you don't want to be talking about something that you talked about so much. It's just like, again, you don't know. For an outsider person, I'm gonna just say this to anybody listening that's not from my color or creed or got my background or has the color of me. Another reason why that N word is because again, you could never be in none of our shoes. Just period. No matter how you try to filter it, try to whatever you try to do with it, you just don't know what it is to be black. It's automatic knows, it's automatic problems, it's automatic shit that you could not have duck and dealt with the way that we dealt with through our lifetime. For now, 20 years later, when niggas done got in this little cool patch and a few of us got a bag and a couple of guys are so cool and they got a surfboard and they got a skateboard and shit and everything is supposed to be cool by y'all, then now you can feel like you gonna talk and act like you been through what a nigga been through. You know that there's fucking people this nasty enough, even family members, this nasty enough, there's women in this lifetime that did birth black babies and upset about it. One, because she was fucked up. Two, because she just know what that black ass baby was gonna go through. Now you telling me 20, 30, 40 years later, there's somebody who don't look like that running around, what's up, my nigga, nigga this, nigga that. Like, no, this ain't, that's not a cool word. That is nothing to break into being cool. I don't want to I hear your boys saying it and I'm here, so why can't, no. Just stop it. When a person, like I told in a more friendly situation, if a man or woman asks you while they welcome you into their home, you're cool, but don't go in that motherfucking refrigerator. There's nothing to talk about. Ain't no, but I see Tommy going in there. I see ATG going in there. I see Quit. No, I told you not to go in that motherfucking refrigerator. Ain't no playing around with that trying to freak away to change my mind. No, I told you stay the fuck away from the refrigerator. Why is it so much? You're not even hungry, but you want to go in that refrigerator. You're not even hungry. You're not thirsty or nothing, but you just want to be inside that refrigerator. It means, like Rick said, it means that shit to you so much. And why? Just stop it. And like some other people say, maybe we do. Like I told y'all that follow me a lot. Well, I don't say, I'm sorry, I said follow because nobody's following me, but the people who rock with me and people that just, be a part of what we're doing around here is that I've said this a long time ago. I do see, I don't like when, even myself, vocabulary or whatever, be around different type of people to put them in that position that we act like all we can do is use that word. It's certain people in certain times that I do, even myself. I go to other channels and I hear that word just too loosely around people of the opposite color. And it's like, why are you doing that? Like you're kind of inciting them. Like you can talk without. It's like some people, like that's something else we got to get on too friendly because we talked about it before. It's some people say nigga so much, it's like since they got the path and they're privileged to use it, they abuse the shit. Like you could go a sentence, you could go two sentences without that word.
Right.
So that's the only little rope that I give the opposite is like you rock with somebody, but you do hear them nigga, 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 nigga. Like Run DMC remix in '85. Run the nigga, nigga. Like, no. I still stand on what I understand, but we do have to correct that. You
Yeah.
see a bunch of people from the opposite thing, you don't need to be just encouraging them. God, that's all the fuck they hear neither.
No, and the thing is, like another thing with to stay in the topic also, you got smart people saying dumb shit. They
Hey,
know not to say the word nigga,
just
but
like
they will
her.
still say it. And you explain to them, and I'm like, you understand what I'm trying to say, but you're trying to outsmart me with why you saying it. Lady, just don't say it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But
Exactly. I've seen her. My phone. The reason why I'm
go
calling
ahead.
you
I
off
need
this
you to
real
do that.
quick is because female army veteran. If anytime you want to pull up, it's an open conversation. We talk about smart people turning dummies, and now right now we're on the N word. But I've seen her and listened to her before, kind of explaining herself. Like she just won't use it. I wish you would just give me 2 minutes of coming up here and explain to the masses why it's like not even imperative to you why you just don't use that word because I heard her say it to somebody several times and if she was even in the mood she's what I just said will understand that once somebody says they don't like it she would come off it even if she used it but again it shouldn't be a battle. It should be very understood from a person who doesn't look like us saying this shit. Now, again, you might be in your little pockets, in your little communities where your little friends, but they don't speak for all of us. That's the problem. They don't speak because you're going to go doing that shit somewhere where, like, somebody's going to have a bad day and you just lit their day up by coming through there talking that nigga shit and you're not a nigga. and it's just worthless behavior where you should just understood just the premise. I mean, the origin of it. And once again, I lastly will say, don't ever throw at cracker at me because calling a white person a cracker does not come close to the equivalence of a white person calling a nigga by any chance. Because a lot of us, only those really close fist, pro righteous brothers running around calling white people crackers. Because for the most of us, we don't do that. I know I've never, like I told Friendly earlier, I've never ran around or got mad at a white dude. I would call him a white motherfucker, all types of white bitches. But for me, you cracker, you crack. It doesn't, it doesn't raise the same shit. Like I could
It's
see
like basically
myself,
having a
I could see
conversation. You know
myself.
how they call each other white trash, and imagine a black person having a conversation with you white trash. Like that would sound mad racist. I ain't gonna lie. So I don't see no black person calling
No,
a white.
like I said, it would be a slur, but it wouldn't touch. And that's dope. I mean, what you said is right. I just don't think you
Oh,
calling
of
a white
course.
trash or
There's no
something like
history to it.
you, but you saying it, yeah, it would definitely you calling a white trash. It would definitely. But the thing is, white trash probably even hit harder for like a white on white, like another white person doing it to somebody struggling and calling them white trash, even bigger than us saying it to
Oh,
me.
oh,
But
that's
yeah,
Yeah, I think you're right
but
about that. I seen people get offended and ready to fight over that word. White trash. That's true.
yeah.
That is true.
right, he hit it because it's definitely bigger than cracker. Because like I said, John Kalumina, have you ever called a white person you ever see got mad? It was like you cracker, you crack. I mean, you could have. I'm speaking for me, but I'm asking you. You ever called
You
a
know what?
white person cracker?
There's times where people are racist towards me, calling me n words, whatever, on YouTube and stuff,
Right.
though. But I made it a point, like I told them, yo, I'm not going to stoop to your level. I'm better than that. I'm not going to start disrespecting white people because one white person did me wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. And
Like
great
I
job
can't do
by
that.
you. But Illuminati, I'm also asking you though, I'm talking about in a real situation. Like like seeing it head on. Like in person. You ever got mad with a white person like you and a white person in real life got into some shit and you was like, fuck you, cracker, cracker. Like have you ever that
Way back in the day when I was stupid and young minded, but as far
okay.
as like me now,
Yeah,
nah,
you don't gotta
I
I'm
can't
asking you a
use.
question.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Okay.
But
You feel me?
as far as
And
me saying that
nobody's
now, nah, I can't do that because then that will make me a hypocrite. How can I speak out
right.
against racism when I'm being racist myself? You know what I mean?
Right. I don't, to me, I just don't think it resonates the same at all. Because, like I said, I've never said it, and not just because it's my opinion or just because I'm saying it now. I just don't even think the shit is even nowhere in
It's
comparison.
not.
Like, I could easily just see a white person being like, cracker. Like, you know how they play dumb, or a lot of them be dumb anyway. Like, cracker, like, what are you talking about? I don't have crackers, dude. What do you, like, you say nigga to any type of nigga, and that ain't gonna be the response you got. Except, yeah, I got your nigga and punch to the mouth. Like, come on here. Stop
Yeah,
it.
that's how it happens. Like that dude with the remember that dude got knocked out with that soft drink?
Oh, that was a good one. That was a nasty. Ooh, that got ugly so quick. Ooh.
And he got his 5 minutes
Friendly,
of
you
fame,
don't
right?
got that on deck? Yeah, he definitely did. He is like, he just wanted to get fucked up. And some of them do shit like that, but that was like, I don't even know how homie connected. He hit that boy with that Arizona and then another two P.
Yeah, it was
Hit me,
over.
hit.
Hit him with the
Yeah,
Knee
combos.
top. That shit
That 1, 2,
bust
3.
right open. Boo. That shit was nuts. And again, you see, he not only being racist, but he's also antagonizing and
and,
underestimating another man. Yo, do you know that hit must have been 10 times harder than a regular hit because you're antagonizing me. You're being
Yeah, he got
racist.
that anger behind him.
exactly.
You, what? That is anger. That's rage. I felt bad for him after that. I know he was somewhat. I know his soul was in another place for a second.
He took his whole pride and his soul got snatched out of his body with the
That nigga
words.
said, "Whoa, wait a minute."
But sometimes people, I hate to say it though, but sometimes people need them lessons. But I guarantee you, next time you use that word, he'll think again. Not saying I condone violence though, but sometimes people put themselves in that situations, but you can't tell how the next man's going to react. Not everybody's going to be calm about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I asked you before, you know what I'm saying, we was over there. Um, Basically again though, for the topic on hand is that another example, you gave me one, could you give me another example for the new people that's here and stuff like that? It's just that like why do you feel as though this happens on YouTube or a period where people, you know, that have like education based behind them, but then they come on in YouTube and just act like just a total fuck person instead of like I would say, well, it's hard for you, not hard for you, but you know what I'm saying, like how you bring like even the beefs that you acquire an hour ago or whatever, you're coming on panels, you're coming on hours, and you're a part of this uh of this channel as well as friendlies. I'm just saying, like you always just try to, you know, you bring what you want to talk about, like everybody else, but like just the opposite of it is just why do you think that people come up here and just make an ass out of themselves or try to uh fuck with other people's build and shit like that?
I think it's what you said earlier. Like people hide behind screens. You can't say what you said before. I mean, you can't say what you say online on the streets or anywhere else though, because you might have something drastic happen to you. You know what I mean? Like people need to separate logic from emotions. Like even me, sometimes I let my emotion get the best of me, but I'm working on that. That's a character flaw. Like you
Right,
can't let
exactly.
emotions overpower the message. Because once you do that, that's a loose message, and then what you were trying to say isn't heard. When it should just be about the message.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about the messenger; it's about the message. It's not about who's smarter, who knows more, who knows less. Because we could all learn from each other. That's the point of life. We're all students on this planet, hoping to graduate, make it to a better place. Like people need to
Exactly.
realize we're not competing against each other. We're in this race together. We're all stuck in the same boat. When that
Exactly.
scandemic hit, we all, whether you black, white, whatever you are, man, woman, rich, poor, whatever, no matter what your income was, your religion is, we all had to put a mask on. That affected every single one of us.
You know, that's why even though I was in like my mid like 20s, probably young, no, maybe younger, but something like that. It's like when I usually work, I would say because it changed used to, but in retail or whatever, work in stores like even a supermarket, like what you retail a supermarket or Walmart, somebody's Target and shit like that. And I would just see what we talking about when with the hatred or racism and stuff like that. And then one time it really dawned on me, even in my living situation as well, is that like what made me kind of get around things is like, okay, this person is another worker like me, older than me, and then they're not the boss and
Working the
talking
same
this
job
shit.
as you, paid the same
Working the
amount of
same
hours,
as exact. You already know
but
the
they
rest.
better
Like
than you
all my
somehow.
people, but they're better than you somehow. That's just like my
I've
living
seen that. I've
situation.
seen that.
You live next door. How much? See, we don't live like what? I remember, like I said, the Jizz was up here to laugh his ass off. I remember that happened in the hood. Um, with me and when my man pulls up Jizz, like this woman, I was mad because it was a black lady, but she was just under, you know, just what was going on. It was a bad day. I was talking shit to her sons, and she, you know, got upset, and she's like, "Look at him, look at where he's from, look at where he stayed." You know, my slick mouth. I just looked at her. Everybody's outside. She just makes an ass out. I said, "Look at where I'm from, bitch. You stay, like, you stay here too." Like what? Like everybody.
You know what? That's crazy you say
I
that.
had grandmothers laughing. It was grandmothers on the other side of the porch laughing their ass. I made everybody's day. Like where I'm from? Where you? Like you on satellite TV or some shit? Because I do believe you're right the fuck there. Like that's when you gotta like love yourself and understand just small shit like that. Like how you think you better in the job thing. I'm gonna give it to you, John. It's even when it comes to the job thing. It's like Your paycheck comes in on Friday, just like mine, and it says the same confirmation, the same shit. Even if you make 5 cents more, motherfucker. So how do you walk around here feeling so fucking ill? And if you are that superior, it's got to be fucked up that you're that ill, but you're in the same place as my whack ass.
Working the same job, doing the same things, and sometimes it's not even a job. It could be your neighbor thinking they better, but the house looks the same as yours,
No, that's what I was going to. Yep, exactly.
Maybe worse.
or maybe worse.
Right inside that motherfucker. My mother is a fucking damn near like a goddamn interior decorator, like a motherfucker. So, like, yeah, like that shit always killed me. I didn't get it at all. And that's why, and just little stuff like that is just why even when you're the one that's on the up on the top of that same scenario, that you don't go getting too crazy with people neither. You see what I'm saying? Even when you're winning. Because see,
Yeah.
that's what messes us up with this entertainment, the music, and all the acting and all the stuff. That everybody, that's the major push of why a lot of people do certain things or have certain things, because the black, especially us, we just want to one up each other. When it's like, look at the big picture and where you came from and what it's about. Now you didn't squeeze through, you got lucky. No matter what, you got lucky, or God is making an example out of your ass. So you want to run with it like you created this. It'll be different if you like. Now, don't get me wrong. Certain people that have certain things have to put some input in it. But then you got to think too that you could just be an example for others. And now you feel this great.
That is true. That is true. Instead of using your time to help people, enlighten them, to uplift them, you want to use that time to put them down. We're all in the same bucket. We're all being oppressed together. It don't matter your income, don't matter your race, it don't matter your gender. We're all being oppressed the same. It don't
And
matter.
9 out of 10, the ones who's trying to bring you down, they doing worse than you. That's another one. They just
Yes.
talking, acting like
Especially on
they
the
better than
inside. Yeah,
anybody.
especially on the inside.
Right.
You got to think about what's going on through their heart and mind. But then again, sometimes you got to have empathy and compassion, because who knows what kind of problems they have going on in the background, and they bring that problem to work, or they bring that problem on the internet, or they bring that problem somewhere else. But at the same time, that's why, like, you have that saying at work, like, keep your problems at home. Like, people should
Right.
keep their problems to themselves and don't take it out on
Right.
other people. Because nobody has anything to do with my problems. Nobody has anything to do with T's problems or
Exactly.
Funny's problems. Those are our own problems. And what defines us as men is how what shapes us, what molds us, is how we handle our problems. That's what builds our
Exactly.
character. That's what makes us stronger.
Exactly. Along with like what I was saying before, just to take back from a little bit of that what you said again in our community, when it is an issue. I'm only saying it from this. Everything you said was wonderful, bro. Is that when there's a problem, there's an issue. Brothers and sisters got to stop playing that too strong game. Well, this is mainly for the men. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, we're
you
good
have
at
to
that.
learn people just like this channel, like like we have to just get on. Like you got an issue. I know how we always look at it because we're built different. That's why another thing. That's why it's great when we do have again, like I said, the Tommies and all other people and Caucasian friends. Besides, I have them in life anyway. But up here and stuff, and you listening because they're more vulnerable than us. We've been through so much shit that we have that shield and we ain't gonna open up. Plus, we feel like a motherfucker ain't gonna help the problem. So why should I be telling them? But
Yeah.
there's certain stuff that I'm starting to learn from me being going to therapy myself, not afraid to admit it. Like I said, where you have to be willing to like talk and let people know
Hey,
what's
nothing
going
wrong
on.
with admitting that you need help and seeking that help.
Right,
Like I said before, that's when you look in the mirror and you address your problems. That's what builds character. That's what makes you a man. You
right.
can't keep it.
It's
You can't
just
keep your problems bottled up, because one, you can't keep the bottle bottled up. It's going to surface one way or
you
another.
know,
That's how we got so many drug addicts running around. I'm not knocking them, but I'm not also not condoning their
listen,
behavior. But I can see in a way it's how they got to where they are. You know what I mean?
And one thing that people, how can they are so quick to put somebody else's business out there. You understand? And not
Facts.
knowing
Facts.
that they have done worse and they doing worse, by doing that at times. You know what I'm saying? Like people will know certain personal of someone and they would expose them and do things like that. And you'd be like, well, aren't you supposed to be a positive person? And doing that just shows that you're not the person you pretend to be when it's showtime. You understand? Because when it's not
Yeah.
your showtime, you bring in knocking other people's down. So who are you then? You know,
Like somebody said in the chat earlier, why you gonna destroy when you could build?
right?
Exactly. That's how I look at all of this stuff, man. Especially at this, you know what I'm saying, at this point in these stages of life, you know what I'm saying? When you start seeing and recognizing certain things, that's what, like I said for myself, it was a long challenge of why certain things that I do and certain things that I don't do. Because, like I said, uh, life is an experience. Being a man, it takes time to home. Being a man, it could take some of us to be 50 something years and stuff like that. But again, it's stubbornness, it's lack of communication. Like I said, up here alone, I always get into this. We all get into it. It's just like nobody want to take like a internet loss or something. Like people will say shit that they know is
Yeah,
out of
like
their mouths. You
I'm
see
good
what I'm
at
saying?
that.
And
I need to
yeah,
let things go and not let think. You know what I mean?
right. And
Like
I kind of like
what am I gaining out of this? What am I gaining out of going back and forth with somebody? What am I winning? What am I
right.
achieving? I'm not
Right.
making
And
myself
like
look
I
like a
said,
dumbass. I'm speaking for myself though, but I'm just making myself look like a dumbass, you know.
right,
So why am
that's
I
good.
even entertaining this stuff?
It's certain things like what happened to you a couple hours ago that I still understand. You know what I'm saying? Because like even though we saying it's not, that's why I keep saying my great line that I always mess up with. This is different of being being a you know what I'm saying, contradictory and being a hypocrite. All of us got uh the seed under our belt. You're gonna do that. But being a hypocrite is something different. That's the one you don't want to be. But you could be,
Nah.
you could be, oh, because today you might want pizza, then we have a pizza in Buffalo tomorrow, and you'll be off. You know what I'm saying? You'll be off that. They're gonna, oh, you contradicted yourself. Every man is gonna contradict yourself because, like I said, it's ways, it's emotions, it's what's going on that night, whatever. Just like some of these arguments. That's why, like I say certain things to people, like again, while me and friendly are cool, because, like, even and people have seen this. I don't know who's coming around. Yes, you have because you made statement of if me and this dude are getting into shit did he believe in and we'll be banging each other in the head. I'm be like, no, Finley, that's what nah. But at the end of the day, I felt like this automatically and organically giving him the same way. But that shit goes away. Friendly knows
Right,
at the end of the day that regardless of what we're talking about, at the end of the day, he knows that I'm jumping out the window for his real life and vice versa. So
right,
it ain't no way that we're
Because
gonna
there's
be
levels
up
to it.
here
You don't take it
going,
personal.
yeah, we're not gonna
exactly.
go all crazy. We might go up here or whatever, but I know that even if it got that bad, I know how I've learned this dude enough. Not that I know him to say it's that easy for you to be like that, to just read. But it's just like Friendly's gonna call me. Friendly's gonna just end up picking up that phone like history. Last night, listen, bro. He's gonna, and he probably would feel
Right,
bad about it if I insulted him more. And me knowing that I got a friend like that, I'm gonna try to beat him to make that phone call. And I don't understand why a lot of people be up here different. Like I said, I know none of us are perfect, but those are things that I walk with. Did I? Because I'm like that. Y'all know that. Like I'm a passionate person. So
Yeah.
again, like I said, sometimes people be like, "Yo, you're mad or you're in your feelings." That's why again I keep saying I hate that feeling shit because for one, I'm a passionate person. I'm a Cancer, so it does. They throw emotion in there. That's my sign. But it's I'm passionate about certain shit. And again, if you're fucking lying on me and you're going ridiculous, you're gonna I'm gonna go illin. You're gonna hear like, oh shit, he's like that. Just like I said before, certain people instead of talking, don't get popped in your mouth to understand. I've seen that again being outside where it takes for a nigga to get popped in his mouth and then he understands now. Like I've never even got that coming up like, oh, That's why a lot of motherfuckers be aggressive too. Because a lot of times niggas will change their mind when they holding their lip with blood in it. And that's bad.
That is
That's
bad.
bad. Blood.
World Star is full of countless videos of those examples where somebody had to
You
be
know what I'm
very
saying? That's
careful.
bad. And again, I'm not coming across or talking like I'm the ill, like these shits that I got is the illest. I'm some Tyson nigga. None of that, bro. But I've experienced it on this side. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's just like, why go to that? Like now you understand all that explaining I did. You understand it now that you holding your lip when you could have been smiling the whole time with no doctor's appointment. You didn't get it, but now you do with the doctor's appointment. But that's motherfuckers for you.
yeah, it is. Like I always say, 9 out of 10 problems could be talked about respectfully, but as men, part of it is the culture. We don't go to that. Like sometimes we want to go from 0 to 10 just like that instead of
Right.
sitting back, thinking, picking our words carefully. I know I'm guilty of that sometimes too, and letting the words come out responsibly. Because you've seen like a lot of friendships, even marriages, whatever relationships. Sometimes they end over words. Sometimes they're saying the wrong word. At the same time, you use the energy to say the wrong words. You could have used that energy to say positive words. Like somebody, like I'll say it again. Somebody said it in the chat. Why destroy what you can build?
Right. Exactly.
Like there's
That's
levels to this. There's levels to this. We can't just go from 0 to 10 just like that. We can't fight every battle. Pretty soon we'll get exhausted. We'll be surrounded and have too many battles to fight. We got to pick our battles. Is this worth popping off for? Is that worth popping off for? We got to pick our battles. It's
right.
plain and simple.
I mean, like I said, even some of the times of defending yourself and getting into it, but then if you just calm it down and be like, this is this and this is what, before it get, what I'm saying, before it get crazy. Because like I said, and you just was talking, some of the stuff, I mean, you're human. So certain things you get assaulted, you feel like saying some assaulting things that come back. You know what I mean? But there's
Yes,
definitely ways that you could prevent it from spilling out into the streets or getting to be something else. You know what I mean?
exactly. Got to pick our battles. I mean,
Definitely.
the streets is already going crazy, full of examples of people just dying over words. Like I'll give you an
Exactly.
example. All these rappers dissing these other dead rappers and stuff, they're dying over words. Like the tongue
Rip
is
it.
the deadliest and strongest muscle in the body.
Right. And then not even that. Some people feel like you can't again get into not even that. Just like people feel like if they say something they can't recant. Like, hey, I was in a nah, that wasn't what it was. I was in a heated moment talking shit. Like, come on. Because just like again, back in the days, you always seen a motherfucker always egging on the fight and try to put niggas in a fight situation because they want to see a fight, but you
Always
never
the
seen them in
instigators.
a
Yep.
fight. You never seen
Oh,
an instigator in a fight, but they want to see one every time.
that
So
is that
why?
is so true.
So why do people always fall in that trap of putting on for people, and it don't make no sense for you to be putting on for those people?
Like they Don King, or they getting paid for that, or they selling T-shirts. Like, what do you
Mhm.
get out of being an instigator?
Nothing. People. That's what, like I said, I ask this because I ask every time my family asks this question about the smart, dummy shit or anything. I just would like to always like one person, even if it gets to that, just like one person, just for that fuck shit to stand up, to be like, oh, or somebody who know that they be on bullshit. To represent the bullshit and explain to me why they're part of the bullshit when they know that they're part of the bullshit. Because again, what Friendly asked was a good fucking question of why would you want to go the opposite way of what you have? Because that time and that energy that you spent on bullshit, you have ways of building and ways of doing better. And basically, one of the reasons, and we all know and you was around it, is because we have people like the lady that, again, like I said the other night, have degrees and colleges and shit, and If you do that, and the things that you talked about just sounded awesome at times. If you stuck by that without sabotage, then you would be on to something. And it's amazing because those type of people, instead of growing and being amazing, they're wasting their talents on fuck shit.
Gotta throw gasoline and everything, trying to burn everything down.
And the
Right.
thing is that it's funny to me, I go to certain places and people allow it to be used. And I don't know how to act or what to say about it because I would look crazy if I speak on it. Because they'll be like, oh, bro, that's nothing. So I'll be like, oh, it's nothing then. Then there's places where I go where they ain't trying to hit that coming out of nobody that's not a part of that. So, like yesterday, people that agree with it and there was people that didn't agree with it. So it was a crazy situation. And the person that is smart enough to know better was saying some dumb shit and acting like they couldn't understand. Just the smallest and the most simplest thing, they act like they couldn't understand.
We talked about the situation last night.
Yeah, with the what
Yeah, and the problem
couple of
is
young women.
if you're drinking and you say stupid stuff when you're drinking, you probably shouldn't be on the internet. Or at least you should make an extra effort to choose your words carefully. Because especially in this day and age, we live in an age of cancel culture. You can't be saying that stuff. You can't be using them words. You can't be used like you said. You can't be saying nigga and then add the er and then say it's your right to say it. You can't be doing that. You could lose your job. You could lose everything over that. This is the cancel culture age, and most of the time, it's other white people who are looking forward to. They're looking forward to report you for that stuff. Take your channel down, flag your stuff, make you an example. So you can't be using that word. Like
Exactly.
what gives her the right to feel that she has to like she can use that word because where you grew up? That's not how it works. You
Exactly.
can't tell somebody how they're supposed to feel over a certain word or anything that you say. You can't dictate to people. You can't dictate to people of another race what they're supposed to like and dislike. There's a word for that or a phrase for that. It's called white supremacy.
Right. And like I said, I was talking about something else, but even he's right on that. It's also what I was trying to say when I had came up on that. It's two things. I was like, her lover, your lover. Do you sit around there and call the lover that N word all night long? I don't think so. And again, just very simple. If somebody doesn't is telling you, and it's not even bigger than the N word or anything else. When somebody is sitting up there and they're trying to be friendly with you and they're kicking and they're giving you time, and they're just telling you that it's something that you're doing that is kind of comfortable. And like even myself in real life, I have an issue with somebody the same way. It's like, well, I'm starting to learn day and day, like I should have been learned or I know, but just try to live life and hope that it go away. But certain people don't change. Is that why if you want to be friendly, you want to be genuine to somebody, again, why would you want somebody to be uncomfortable with what's coming out your mouth if you want to be around the person? It doesn't make sense. And again, once somebody tell you that they're uncomfortable with what you're doing, and
Stop. Just
especially
stop.
and to stop doing it, it's just like a woman. I don't want to jump there because I know some. I'm still gonna say it, but it's just same way that I could ask that same young lady that's just like your private part. Like how long are you gonna keep telling me to stop reaching for your stuff like the Trumpster? Like you're not gonna keep doing that. You don't feel comfortable with me reaching at your stuff. So it's the same type of shit. I could tell her every time I be around nigga, I got money. Every time I'm around bitches, I get to grab their pussy. So shut up. How is that gonna work?
That's not gonna work.
Right.
That's not gonna
How is that
work too
gonna
bad.
work? I don't think that's gonna work, right,
Trump
honey?
Trump had 4 years.
Exactly.
Trump had to put up with 4 years of something he said in the locker room. for saying the same exact stuff. So that's not going to
Yeah,
work. But that's a good
bipolar,
analogy, though.
exactly. Bipolar, I know she was, but I was surprised because, like I said, I wasn't even on the set. I was half out, and I got up, and then that's when I finally said something. It was like, it's what time? Then it 7:45, 7:50, friendly. That I finally was like, let me come in, just be an asshole. Let me just be fucking straight to the point
I
and
got
be a
tired of
fucking
explaining to
dickhead.
her.
I was like, I couldn't even believe that he
And
was
who
doing
was it?
shit.
It was Murray and Rick said. They were respectful at first, but once you use them words, you know,
Oh no,
the,
especially
the gloves came
Hollywood.
off. You know what
Hollywood,
I mean?
Still being respectful.
They were,
he
yeah.
don't like that.
It,
He usually
and it took
destroys
more
that.
than once.
He still was talking crazy, but usually Kid Murray would destroy shit like that. That's right up
Yeah,
his
and he was being respectful.
alley.
Even then, he showed a courtesy.
I just kept
Courtesy.
seeing one of them
He didn't even
say
have to
something
show her.
like, yo, she's still saying it again. And then it got to the point that even though it lasted all the way into the morning, I could see there was people, including Murray himself, that people started like leaving the channel to go fuck with whatever, even though they probably could still do that with devices. But I was seeing that people was leaving because, like I said before, a lot of times when Friendly has his show is late, and then the way that things are working and people are not working, or it helps them do their work, is like a people like both of us. Like now, it'd be a lot of people in here at these times, and people will be used to what they used to hearing. Like I said, even like what was going on with you and Travel, like sometimes it's gonna be like that. Nothing's perfect from none of us. But what I like is I seen before, people can't hear whatever. Y'all end up talking to each other and
Yeah, we had a
joking
dope
out
conversation.
into it getting right because he's not no trouble. He don't go and you know he just is asking questions and vice versa. But then y'all use that language. Like I said, ain't none of us perfect. I'm the same way. That's why I don't like certain arguments because, but I can understand and relate to them because that's the same thing that used to happen on the block. Again, we'll be, you know, but it's always like the instigator leave, and I noticed that like somebody start up who's better, Nas or Biggie or whatever, and then once it start getting nasty, that person who started the who's better, they don't even be there no more. When
They
it get
leave. They
nasty,
just
they're
bounce.
gone. They're gone. They didn't got on the bus, the train, and they whip.
Skirm.
They're
Yep,
somewhere else.
gone.
You got a group of motherfuckers now trying to prove their point. Now, well, you're a bitch. Oh, you don't, nigga. That nigga's real. You ain't no real. And then it gets nasty over talking about
And that's the
people.
thing what I was talking about, where that's like kind of being embedded in us in our culture that we need to break ourselves from. You know what I mean? Because there's no reason for me or anybody else to go there with each other. Because we don't know each other. We're just talking through a screen. You know what I mean?
Right. But that's what makes it easier for people to be disrespectful. But at the same time, I think it's human nature that, like I said, once you said when I asked you too, once you're called a bit, it's just that's instincts. But also though, to just think which started this, and when it comes to like, it don't really, well, it still happens, but mainly not with me because I don't be listening to this shit no more. It's like you're over here arguing and going deaf. And when I caught that I was doing that to the time and still could do it, I would just tell that person, all right, don't name call me, don't say what I ain't, or go exploiting my real life for an artist, for somebody you don't know, don't give a fuck about you, don't know that you even exist. Don't start
Yeah.
calling me all types of bitches, what the fuck I got going on in my real life, and what, even though it ain't what my baby mamas look like, or talking
Right.
about some kids, or talking about this and that. Well, remember, this conversation started with, is Nas better than Biggie? It's not supposed to run into, I'm all these bitches and shit like that. Because the whole point is for both sides and all the individuals involved, because you're gonna talk nasty. Now y'all got yourself in a situation with a ghost, with a person that doesn't know you. So what are we doing here? Somebody's gonna get hurt behind talking about somebody that knows nothing of you.
Exactly. Like a lot of us are old school. I'm like old school where if you talk one way offline, I mean online, you should be the same offline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but all right, but talk about it now. Is you're
But
right.
some
It don't matter.
people aren't
If
like
you
that.
even
Like they
think
get
about that,
online. You breaking up?
Nah, oh, all right. No, because I was trying to read what Let's Talk About It Now said, and then you start talking. If I'm not still breaking up, because he's telling me that y'all they could just catch the fade. But again, let's talk about it now. That's what I just finished telling you. Is what the fuck is you and the next homie catching a fade over
Oh,
talking who's the best rapper, bro? That is just redundant. That is, I mean, not redundant. That is ridiculous, bro.
ridiculous.
Like under any circumstances, if y'all didn't want to fight before, then that is disgusting, bro. That you
Over
got yourself
over
into
over
some shit
words.
over words and talking about a rapper that does not do anything for you at all.
Picture the mayor from Jersey talking about telling the mayor from New York pull up because of the debate of what they had. Because Jersey feels New York is maybe too whatever with whatever bullshit, just making up, you know. And New York, the mayor from New York believed that Jersey is a little, maybe whatever with they laws or whatever. Imagine Cuomo was telling the nigga from Jersey, nigga, pull up. Let's meet at the George Washington Bridge. Or let's set up a boxing match.
Yeah,
Like you
you got
over
the perfect analogy.
disagreement, there gotta be a fade. Behind that fade, something else may happen, or because of a simple conversation.
Exactly.
This is I understand exactly what he said because sometimes I listen to people talk about catching the fade, and I be like, what they really gonna catch a fade for? Like,
And the
what is the
craziest part,
purpose to this?
it be somebody on one end of the nation, or might be somebody in a different country. You mean to tell me you're gonna drive or fly 1,000 miles just to fight?
Right. And killumanati, I'm glad that you said that. And dog, that's what kind of got me in the first, along with the whole topic. I be telling y'all everything's the same sandwich because, again, that's what stopped getting me want to get into these arguments or whatever. I know what I'm doing, but understanding, like, I know that people be bullshit too. Like, yo, you have people that never left their state before, never left their city, but now
All of a
because I'm
sudden,
calling you a bitch ass nigga, now because I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga, you're gonna come fly to Boston.
they want to
You're
get them
just gonna
travel
make
points in.
that
All of a
happen,
sudden,
or you just yeah, all of a sudden you're just gonna go to Texas and whoop somebody's ass. When you ain't never been out of your state before, you ain't never been in a plane, even if y'all take a road trip. So that's even more impressive. Now you're gonna go spend money on gas, rent a car. You're gonna drive 30 minute, 30 mile, 3,000 miles away
risking
from
a
your
soul
crib,
charge, risking a soul
and
charge.
it's risking assault charge, risking fuck the assault charge, risking death.
Yo, and then check this out, T. They're doing bad back at home. They're gonna come to your city, right?
Right.
They're gonna get gunned the fuck down, right? And next thing you know, they're gonna leave the family more in debt. The family fucked up on the credit, and funeral costs money, and they nowhere near $1,000 in a savings. So you're gonna make your family take that money and go do some other motherfucking start a GoFundMe page because you need a funeral. You know what I'm saying? All because you was a bad motherfucker. But everybody that supported you and was giving you thumbs up, you know what I'm saying? And whatever platform you on, then ante up towards your fundraise.
Yo, street X. Street, pull up if you know
You
I'm
know what?
always gonna
That
You
is
use
that
die
is
street.
so
for a
true.
set of
Pull up.
roses. No, niggas is willing to give up their life. Look, they willing to give up $1 million, a nice car, a nice woman, a good like a kids, a home, everything. All for what? For a set of roses and a coffin.
Because
To
social
be
media is
dumped
like a
down
drug
in a
to some of
hole.
these people.
Just to be put 6 feet deep. They willing to give all that up. Like nigga, these niggas acting like they gonna meet other gangsters in the next life. Like, what up, my nigga? You made it home. That's what I'm talking about.
What
Yeah,
you get here for?
yeah. What you
Yeah,
what you do? Man, I clapped that nigga.
I,
You know he was on
I
YouTube
pulled
going
up
crazy.
and I pulled up again.
Yeah. Niggas acting like they know somebody in the past that died and came back and say, "Yo, my nigga, I'll do it again."
I'll do it again. He said, "I'm the one, nigga.
It was
I don't
worth
care
it.
what you say about my first 25 to 30 years of life, but I'm the nigga that did rock her son snot box, nigga. They'll never forget me for that. I went down in
TV
history. I turned this
Unsubscribed on the
TV
key.
on, and
Curtains closed.
they subscribed. And just before they killed me, I had 100 million K subscribers. Motherfucker, please. That's what just really caught me. And then, like I said, me
they wrote on my tombstone,
bringing
death of the cloud chaser.
me,
That's how I died.
after the cloud chasing. That's how I died. Really, no tombstone. The shit just written in dirt, and every time it rains, it's gone. But it just reappears because you're that holy. The fuck out of here. This shit kills me, and like I said, I don't mean no harm. Again, like I'm that ill, but it's what even got to me too. It's like I didn't have no problems with nobody, but you know, a couple of people seen killumanati before. I mean, you've been here long enough to see me go one place, I think. But like I've been when I went to Florida, you know what I'm saying. I supposed to like niggas don't even like motherfuckers didn't even want to come outside, like, and I'm begging them without no beef. So I just know that people be unprepared and just talk like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I always give it up to Visions. Visions hold me down. Like me going out there to New Orleans, even him, he was just like shaking his head while he was showing me love by picking me up. You know what I'm saying? And that nigga was like, yo, you're really here. I'm like, why? What's wrong? Why you shaking your head? He's like, nigga, you a real nigga. You really, he was like, we be on that shit on YouTube, but you really fucking care. I can't believe this shit. I'm like, yeah, like, but it let me know, not that he's a sucker or anything like that, but it just let me know what we're talking about. Like the shit is different. It's easy to sit here and call people names and do all this type of shit, but it's because a lot of people have confidence that people are not going to do anything about what they be saying, or the person is not going to make moves to get there. But Hickson be getting there, and all the time it's gonna just be, oh, my nigga, you came, oh, yo, man, that's you too, nigga. It's good to see you, nigga, yo, like, and that ain't, and that's what it's been since I've been doing this. And it's not to say that it's no nigga. I'm tough. Me being tough to me doesn't even have nothing to do with it. It's just what I already knew before me doing what I'm talking about. It's just that people don't talk to people like this in person. You just ain't built to be on that
Or if
shit.
or if they do, you see them on World Star, somebody's getting their ass beat or something. You know what I mean?
World Star.
World Star's full of countless examples of what not to do.
Exactly.
Niggas down to catch a
And that's
case.
why I said I don't be trying to bring that up like saying it on no big shit. I'm just saying that it happened, and then and it's real. And I'm glad that ain't nothing happened but being,
Well, pay
you know what I mean, nothing but good shit. And like I said, that's why I always tell like to do Visions. It's funny. I believe that people know that I argue, but I didn't argue. Hey, that's the type of way that dude is. But that's my brother for life. Just because he showed me love coming out there, and it wasn't on him to do anything for me. And we had arguments, like we would go tooth and nail. This dude like to talk shit, like to be, you know, all over the place at certain time. But like I said, once he seen his brother out there, he seen his brother. It was like, man, fuck all that shit I ever said to you on both sides. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I
there's nothing
ain't
wrong with
worried
that.
about. And I was in a killer. He put me around shit, and he could have like been on some trying to one of them suck ass niggas that could have been just holding. Oh, I didn't like how you talked to me, and he could have lined me, but it won't like that. That's why I be just saying, just when niggas go negative, it's just like that's just not about nothing, bro. Again,
Why
like
be
you said,
negative? You could do
niggas talk that
positive.
shit exactly, and niggas talk like, you know, niggas can pull crimes and get away with it. But again, niggas act like or
In
forget about
the
it.
age of surveillance, yeah, in the age of surveillance, they're
Yeah,
watching everything we do and say.
exactly. And that's the thing. I give a shout out because I wasn't going to go long without giving a shout out to my man over there at 183rd B's, BX representative. We still watch. We still know. So love Beast. Just like I think Beast had something on his program earlier. Uh, it's a lot of stuff that he said that uh, touched me off of stuff that I already talked to him about on his program or behind scenes. But it's just a difference. One thing he was talking about on his program earlier is just like again what we're talking about too on the thug level of like people on the internet, and I had the same problem too. It's just like when you get into them shit like about Takeshi, about Takashi and shit like that, niggas is snitch this and have so much to say when you're not from that. Like it just amazes me how, and I could just tell. Like I was telling my brother
Like, what
friendly
would you
earlier,
do in that same situation? You were a
yeah,
kid. You know what I mean? How do you know? How would you say? But you never been in that situation.
right. That too. I won't talk about that, but that too, regardless of how anybody feels. See, I'm a realist. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to support him on what he did, and as long as you've
Like you
been
said the
watching,
other day, I can care less. Like that doesn't put food on
yeah,
my table.
I
That don't pay my
exactly.
bills. That ain't putting gas in my
I'm not
tank.
worried about that snitch shit because again, one of my things is with snitch, like everything can be big. You could be. I don't agree with it neither. If that's what if I'm done. Even but in it's like my
I mean,
thing about snitch is
I
like
wouldn't
being
rock with
friendly.
somebody like Takashi. Doesn't mean I gotta bash him and say all this stuff about him or whatever, or I gotta put him down to make my life seem better, to make me seem harder, make me seem tougher.
Right.
I don't gotta do all that.
Now I can see the one thing is I could all right. So this is a good switch up to the same thing. Um, I would say to you yourself, bro. Right? Have you ever considered yourself a street nigga or anything like thugging, anything like that?
When I was
Do
younger,
you,
before I joined the Marine Corps, I was down with all that shit though when I was stupid and young, but I look at that as stupid behavior, me being
so,
immature.
but more than likely, you've been a civilian all your life. I mean, not all your life, but you
Exactly.
said it was a time.
Yeah.
But you probably got
Yeah.
because everybody don't get this, and anything can go wrong. So you probably got 2 or 3 years of being like fucking around. You would say, and you from Cali the whole time,
Probably probably about no. Probably about I would say like let's see, 14, probably about 6, 7 years being stupid, trying to fit in, trying to go with the crowd
all
instead of
right.
being my
See,
own
and that's
man,
another thing right
instead of
there.
being
But
my
that
own
go
man and standing by my own. You know what I mean?
right.
And you're a smart
So
man, but you did dumb things. You say
right,
Yeah,
and that's
and that's
still
the point though. We're supposed to grow from our behavior. We're not supposed to
right.
live that same thing all our lives. We're supposed to mature. I mean, if the
right.
human brain matures at the age of 27, what are we still doing the same thing that we did
See,
at
that's the
27?
thing. I don't see no growth with a lot of people in the community. Like you see, adults are becoming to be kids. Say they're
Yeah,
doing what the kids are doing.
and the
You
kids want to be
understand?
the adults.
Yeah. And no, actually, the kids are still kids, but controlling the adults because the adults is stooping down to their level. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
And
see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, I agree.
that's the problem.
Nobody
That
wants to mature and grow up.
nobody want to mature enough. Nobody want to learn when it's time to pick up your pants. You know what I'm saying? People just feel no. After a
I got,
certain age, there
I got to
should
be
be a
gang.
way
I
of
got
walking.
like I'm 80 years old. I got to be gang. Like, come on now, bro. Stop
Right.
that.
Right. So right. So y'all, what I was gonna get to is just this part. Is that for what I said, the brother said that I get. Besides, when somebody hearing somebody who doesn't, it's not never been a part of this, and they feel so just like the N word, where they have to respond on here and say what they would have did or this and that, and never been a part of it, right? So again, it goes back to me is listening to what B said and what I've lived in my life and what I see with all of this that just all over, like I'm all over the place. This whole conversation of this is all over the place because somebody who lived like getting up like you said 14, 15, even if you ain't so much of a follower like you said, not that you was a follower, but I understand what you're saying. You get up,
But in a
people
way,
in the
I was a
yeah,
follower back
right,
in the day. Yeah,
right. So a lot of us what so just being a part of, like, you don't understand when you go out somewhere and you're representing something and you and your team get jumped, somebody gets stabbed, somebody goes to jail, somebody gets shot, somebody in your clique or whatever you're talking about goes to jail, gets shot, somebody gets killed, you get shipped, or certain people send family members over the place. These are the things that add up to one, like a bees or somebody saying to y'all or to the audience of like, why do you want this? Why are you talking about something when other brothers tell you about blood, sweat, and tears? It's because it's a lot like Friendly. If you listen to Friendly, when Friendly get open and talk about it, just like myself, me and Friendly, I speak for me, have different type of shit. My mind is crazy where I don't really think about these things unless dumb brothers when they be on like bring up stuff and I'll be like, yeah, I remember I did that, or like I told y'all like 2 weeks ago about breaking in the cribs and shit like that. To me, it's very dangerous. Again, because like I said, I was down south breaking into fucking cribs. At any time, a motherfucker could have just lied me. The person who lived there could have just not answered their motherfucking phone. I mean, answer their door, let me come steal their shit, and just wait for me to go leave that door and shoot me in the head, shoot me in the back.
Right.
Very dangerous to just being outside or being a computer gangster. Niggas been shot at. I seen niggas get killed. I seen the gun go blank. I seen shit jam. Shit jammed up on me and niggas in my face. Friendly to been through that. Nigga been up on me, the shit just skipping. Like how do the God's there? Been in times I got robbed, the attempt robberies, the shit skipping, or the nigga, and it give me enough time to either I'm gonna fucking do some real Steven Seagal shit in Black History form, or either I jet the fuck up out of it. Which jet 9 out of 10 times has happened. So again, the point I'm trying to give you is a real nasty visual in somebody's everyday, being on the block, looking over your shoulders, looking into every motherfucking car. If that car is tinted, or we gonna fucking light that shit up, or one of my homies gonna light that shit up. We going over there just to have fun. At least one of us gotta have a gun. For a regular nigga that never did nothing but watch motherfucking what's that shit the Power Rangers. You a Power Ranger Super Nintendo ass nigga.
So just started listening to Biggie.
Yeah,
just started listening to
Biggie. To these songs. You listen to these songs, watch documentaries, and then the internet comes. And you can just get out there and disrespect people that have bullets flying over their head. And niggas like me, like you said, to follow. I knew better when I was, all the things that I did was survival. Anybody that know me, most of all of my niggas or people who
see, that's the point. We were followers once,
of real people.
We matured into leaders. We were followers once, but we matured into leaders. That's the point. That's growth. That's maturity.
Certain people to see me just doing this, or see me throw some on Instagram. They know how bad and how fucked up I was and coming out of crack. Niggas appreciate like history. Like, see, yo, I'm proud of you. I like just for tonight, just for what I'm doing to y'all right now. Like knowing, like I'm lucky to be here. You see what I'm saying? It's niggas who die for less. There's niggas that I ran the street with that are not here. They can't kiss a baby. They can't get no pussy. They can't smoke no weed. They're gone. There's other niggas that's got elbows, just never gonna get to do nothing ever again. And you got suckers that can just sit behind a computer and act like they even attempted to do anything like that. I grew up, you being up here, Friendly, same thing. Like I said, you had decisions to go to a store. Your mother give you them food stamps, your father give you whatever, send you to a store. You going to just go get bread, egg, and milk, bro. You got to represent, or you might need to go to another store. You might dip the other store because them gangsters in front of that store and go across the street to the other motherfucking store, and there's gangsters over there too. What the fuck you going to do? But you know what you better do? 9 out of 10 times, you better come back with that bread, milk, and eggs, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
That's back when they had food stamps and they came like in 1s, 5s,
10 years old, city life, 10 years old. You're coming back with that bread, milk, and egg at 10, 11 years old. And we come from shit where nigga, 15, 16-year-old nigga, bitch ass nigga. Yes, you was a bitch ass nigga, 16 years old, saying anything to 11 or 12, 13-year-old, except what up, little homie. You're a bitch ass nigga. And it's a lot of niggas. That's why you don't even, I say OG, but that's why you don't never like really hear me talk, because I don't, they're out there.
You know what else is crazy? You got
from my
You got
real
fools. You know
experience,
what else is
from my
crazy? You
real
got fools 40 years
experience.
old talking about they got a big homie. You're 40 years old, but you got a big homie. That's another crazy
I
thing
mean,
right
if
there.
they really, yeah, I mean, if they really mean it like that, I mean, I say it sometimes too,
I
but
mean,
I be
if they older than them, but some dudes be younger than them, and they calling them the big homie. Like,
right,
how
right.
did that happen? How was a younger dude the big homie? How the hell did that happen? What's
Game to
going on
death.
there?
Well, you could pull up. I like what you did this morning too. Not to just credit that, John. This real game of death. You act like you're new here, or something, man. Just pull up. Uh, you sit up there saluting like you never been here before.
But
But
you know what else
that's
though? You could take your life situations and you could do what you're doing, and you could teach other people and explain to them that this is not the way to go, and there are consequences for your actions. Like that's the law of physics. For
hell,
every action, there's a reaction. You
I
know what
didn't
I
even
mean?
read that. Exactly. I didn't even read that. Exactly, King Twin. See me, like I said before, I'm not fucking 70, 60 years old or no shit like that. But
No, you're not.
anything, and I don't, but I was telling King Twin this, it's like, but everything that I talk about, like, that's why I do be wise about it, but I'm not gonna tell like anything that I basically gonna say on my
You do
mouth
it in a
though, it's
responsible
way
way. You know, where
past
people can learn from.
it's way past the exactly, John. It's way past the statue of anything. And like I said before, I don't want to be showing bragging or anything. Like I said, people hear what I say, the way niggas do. You could basically niggas can find my rap sheet. It's there, but it's not like ill to certain people. It's not even really nothing. It's some pages, but it's not ill, and that's not what I try to sell to none of y'all. I don't try to get on that, except for just letting certain people know that my background is from that. You know what I'm saying? And it's about that, and that ain't about shit neither. It's just a simple fact that if I can say what I said a half an hour ago, or try to tell a young man or tell a brother or sister to get up out the game or whatever, that I'm somebody who understand it because I know what it is off everything that I just said. I know about posting. I know about being on the block. You know what I'm saying? You know, hustling all night. You know what I'm saying? Niggas taking turns in certain spots and like all of that stuff. And I don't be up here every day or all the time talking about that. But it does get discouraging in a certain way. And not just defending that, but it do be discouraging across the board when you could tell, like I told Friendly earlier, because I talked to him again, is that some of us just a part of something can kind of understand, or I mean, can just see when niggas be up here fronting and be about and saying shit and doing shit. And one thing, the game is so much in reverse. The game's in the reverse. This is in reverse because, like I told you, the crack game, the rap game, now is YouTube.
Social media game. Yep.
Yeah,
I see the
it's
same.
all.
I see the same stuff on YouTube. I see that I
Right.
see on Facebook. I be thinking like
And I all like, yeah,
you, like you
because it's
banging,
social. I
but
got you. 'Cause
like, bro, I work with you.
it's the same thing. Exactly. MJ, bring them boobies. Boobies, boobies. So,
Little
so you gotta start
boobies.
Double
doing my
D,
big
double
like
D's. What up, double D?
associate, associate
Hey,
MJ with
what
boobies.
did Al Bundy call him?
And, damn, that was a good one because that shit was a good show. Damn, what did he
What
call
did he
him? I
call him?
can't think. My man Ori would know that from a fucking.
Well, yo,
Oh,
let's talk
it
about
is.
it now.
It is.
No, niggas be 40 years old screaming out big homie, right? And when you meet the big homie, the nigga's 10 or 12 years younger.
Yeah. Like, come on now.
You be
That's
like,
the,
what the
every time I
fuck?
hear that,
That's the
remember
little brother. What the hell you mean, big bro?
don't be a menace, but I knew was his dad. That's what that reminds me of. What's up, MJ? Remember, don't be a menace. We walked in, hi, dad, and he was all younger than him.
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of when you hear them 40-year-old calling the 20-year-olds big homie.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh
dad.
yeah, I was
Yes,
talking
sir.
about
I'm like,
something else.
what?
I answered that the first time. Yeah, a 40 to a 20 big homie. Yeah, that's disgusting. What are we talking about here?
Nigga be
That's
like big bro. Niggas
that's
going to jail calling a young little nigga big homie.
Like,
Nigga
shouldn't
like
you be setting an
45.
example?
just
Shouldn't
like
you be setting an example or something?
just
That's
like
what, and that's
some of
and you
these
know what?
people that I didn't met up here, and I thought, and I call them big homie. Like I don't be try to be disrespectful, but I had to change it when it's several. Y'all see them, and it's no disrespect to them, but it's the same thing. I seen niggas in their actions that were whatever, not their actions, but their ways up here has been like, oh, big homie, and I gave that just to give it. And then I found out like niggas 3 and 4 or 5 years younger than me, and then there's certain shit in between. And I'm like, damn, I gotta switch up. I always calling this motherfucker that. I can't.
Right.
I'm a big homie
I
in
mean, if
this.
you older
Oh, you
and you
done
actually
got
got knowledge for that person actually help you out through a situation or whatever, that person's been there for you through thick and thin, and that person's older, I can understand that term. But when you're 20 years old and the other, like when you're 40 years old, the other person 20, there's no reason to call that person big homie at all. No reason whatsoever. Like you should be the big homie, bro. You know what I mean?
shit.
Like we should set the examples.
Exactly. But some people they understand it. Like some people even probably just let it be known to that person or themselves that they feel like that person and outdid them or they're more official than them and they just giving it up because it makes sense or the new shit to bag. But all of it, like y'all said, regardless of what, it's just fucking kind of like different. It's weird. Like I said, my only difference is like anybody, just like old head, like anybody to come up here, even people like I do street knowledge, and not just because they had to use him, but I always like Generation X podcast to come up here. I respect him with Big Homie. We're in the same shit, but I give him that because he's wise and he be doing his thing on his
And
channel,
probably
and I just
probably
know
showed you the
I know
game.
his
That's out of
background.
respect.
Yeah,
You
it's because he
you know
tries
you
stuff.
ain't you
That's
ain't
why.
just
That's why, like, I try to give him props. Like I said, the
you ain't
other
just throwing it
show, I
out there
think
for
he
no
had a
reason. Like
show
bro,
the other night.
everybody's the big
Yeah,
homie to some people. Everybody's the big
yeah.
homie.
And that's it. Like I said, I could get caught up in that too because, like, I give respect to, like I said, when it's somebody older, like an older gentleman, like I said, somebody's in their 50s that
Yeah,
come around, even on the
respecting
streets.
your elders.
I
Yeah,
be like, yo, what up, big G? What up, big homie? When I'm outside, niggas older, even if like how people play it different, even if I can tell the nigga might smoke or the nigga's a drinker or whatever, I always be like, what up, OG? Off of the respect because that's what I taught myself and what others have taught me being and living in different state or whatever,
yeah.
off of the respect. But they can get that snatched up. They can fuck that up. Just like up here. I get that person that. Because it's not always the same just because you call a nigga the big homie or OG or whatever. It be some gangster shit too.
It's more
Like,
like you
and
respecting your
some people
elders.
come up here. Yeah, like if like I said, it's like sometimes if I'm up here, like I've been seeing it, or like I said before, if I be at Bullis guy, like they got it wrong, and I try to get off that too. He's like, yo, he's the big heady pyro. I like nigga. I don't know where these nigga. You never see that fella, yo. Some of them niggas be thinking I'm pyro, or that's why I keep saying with the Sean shit or call me the big hat. Think because when that blood shit was like the shit for niggas to be on months ago, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I never like was on that shit. But niggas just took, and I didn't try to run with that shit because I dead shit like that. You're not gonna be running out here, or I'm gonna allow you to be thinking that I'm a gang member. I'm not no gang. I'm not no blood, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no crip, or I'm not no blood, or no gangster type. So I'm not gonna allow nobody, it though it sound good or look good somewhere, allow somebody to say that shit. And then, I'm in a situation where that's not the truth and then somebody's looking at me on the false side of it, like nigga, you, and I'm like, nah, nigga, I couldn't tell you a
Or
letter,
somebody
a
like you
neither,
said, somebody trying to line you up, taking notes. Yeah,
right,
you got that nigga from YouTube. Yeah, I know what he claimed. All right then.
right.
You know
And I
how people
went
just got something to prove, whatever.
right. It just, you know what I mean. Like I said, one thing too, I just wouldn't never. That's how I am. I never gonna try to run with some shit that I didn't earn or was claimed.
To me,
I,
that's shit I did when I was younger. That's kid shit to me. You know, that's just a learning experience of mistakes I made in my life, which I better myself and I grew up from.
even even when I be humbled by shit like he do, you know what I'm saying? Friendly and be like, oh, you had a great show. You be having the best shows up and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? He be telling the truth, but I'd be like, nah, friendly, chill out, now. But real shit, hold on, let me just make sure because I don't know about this here. Oi, oi,
Yo,
you got 2 seconds. Yo, Game of Death.
Yeah, brother.
Game of Death. Okay, I had to make sure, man.
Yes.
These people play games. You set us back, man. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's 9 p.m. Australian time.
Okay. PM.
Yeah.
Yeah, he out there. He get the game releases first before we get them.
Yeah. So what's going on with your Game of Death? I told you before, man. I wanted. It took a long time, but it still ain't happened. But we were supposed to get that interview, man. I had hit you up. I don't know what it is. That number that you had gave me, I couldn't call it for some reason, even on WhatsApp. But then you gave me something else, and I kept leaving you messages to tell you when we was gonna do the interview, but I never get respond.
Yeah, you got to put plus 164 and no, don't put the 0 in, and then 452335640. Because America is +1, Australia is +64 or 61. I can't think at the moment. I just woke up.
There gotta be something because I tried plenty of time, but I mean we're gonna get that soon. Should even get it in 40 minutes. We should get it soon, like we did it before, because I wanted to just. But anyway, what's on your mind right now? What's going on right now, though, brother?
Oh, I've just been praying, bro. Just had some food and prayed over my food and
You cooked it or you went and got something?
no, I'm a good cook. I made my own food.
Oh, okay, that's all I know. What did you cook?
Yeah, I just had some lamb chops.
Oh, some lamb chops. That's hitting. Okay.
Yeah, with some olives and tomatoes, the capsicum, and no, it was nice. It was good. It was very enjoyable. I needed it.
I was putting you to comparing you to somebody else this morning on if that's the real Chief, that's my man. If that's the real Hercules. Good morning, brother. Thanks for coming through. Game of Death. And I mean, I have to talk to the real Chief too, because this motherfucker be rolling up, getting them goddamn real West Indian plates, boy. I don't know where the hell he be finding them shits, but I be looking, Chief. Game of Death, like, how do you feel? Like, won't you on friendlies? I don't want to make too big of a thing about it, but wasn't you on friendlies when the lady just kept having a problem with the N word yesterday morning, or it might have been night?
Yeah, that's pretty
Night to you.
bad.
It was night.
I just couldn't believe what I was hearing in 2021 for this to be
Yeah,
happening.
that's what you said exactly.
Like, it's just it broke my heart. Like, it was no word. I got no words to describe it, and I've been around it my whole life, and fought against it, and been one of 150 against 400 skinheads, and in Sydney, and racism was rampant, and to beat them. And a lot of them end up in wheelchairs and got killed, and they all moved to Melbourne, 2,500 kilometres away. If you're in Melbourne and you're dark-coloured skin at night and you're travelling on trains, like you're in serious trouble. Some serious stuff can happen. And that's what happens today. But I got rid of it. I'm one of only 150 that fought against that, and that was in like 1986, and we're in 2021, and that bitch is saying that stuff like, I just can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Right. I was gonna ask, Yeah, that's crazy. I want to ask if it's possible, yo, if Chi and Quinn Father, y'all got something big going on in the weekend. If y'all want to come up here and talk about it for a few minutes or for a second, um, you feel welcome to do it. You know what I mean? Because y'all got something going on. I believe this weekend that's very dope. So if y'all got a few minutes, please come and bring it. I think you know. Since I asked you that game of death because it was real. I had got up and I had seen you just make the comment like you said that it's 2021, and it's a damn shame that that's still happening. And that's what I didn't understand. And I was telling friendly on the back, and I was like, man, it's really tough and dope. Like a person like Game of Death, you know what I mean? You know, because last time you was explaining to us about Aussie. Oi, and you was talking about, you know, your background, hip hop, and then maybe that's why you look at it different. But that's what I was telling him. I'm like, boy, he didn't been a person here that's around that. And that chick is like close to your age, bro. If she's not the same age as you, and she didn't get like it was just crazy, like what you already said. And I appreciate you, like I said, for the stuff that you already gave this platform and a lot of people to pay attention. Again, that's why I always fuck with Quinn Father. I love him so much because he's like the bridge. He always knows how to like have all of us with different joints background. I met you there. So I just like I said, I appreciate what you did on the platform last time, and then that's just you're a real genuine person to the point that you don't even want to sell none of your material or none of the graffiti. It's just amazing, and that's why I said we need to get that interview. But just to see you after what, like, how does that feel for you to see another American not understand something you understand, and you are embedded in the hip hop culture more than a lot of us because you're older than me, you're older than a lot of us, and you got hip hop background, and you don't use that word. So, if anything, could you just say in your words why you don't use that N word?
It's um, it's a culture of America that abused African Americans, tried to put
Good
them
father, that's you.
and
Yes, sir.
destroy them.
Good father.
Yes, sir.
No, I don't hear no real business.
It's me too. What's happening with everybody?
Yeah,
No, I
that's
don't.
me.
All right, I was just making sure, Quinn. Blueberry, any you got some Jolly Ranchers? Anybody got any Jolly Ranchers?
I ain't want to talk because game. I don't like to talk over people when they
All right,
talk.
I'm just making sure too they get nasty. All right, I wanted to if that was the real cheat and after Game of Death and whatever bipolar is gonna say crazy, and I
No,
just wanted Game of Death to answer that what I asked. I'm sorry. Only reason why I could let you, I did this is because I had to make sure they play games. And Chi, I only got room for six, so if Chi does want to come up here,
Well,
somebody's gonna have
oh,
to drop off for a
I'm gonna
second.
jump off then. You feel me? I
All right,
just said what's happening. You know what I
look, you
mean?
family, bro. You're family. Stop being a baby. Say what you gotta say, big baby. You're the
Nah,
biggest
man. I was
baby
just,
I know, nigga.
you had 15 on the other day. What happened?
I don't know. As long as everybody's here, who got fucking the zoo in their background?
Oh no.
I heard that.
God damn.
Somebody playing with
Damn.
Nerf guns or
Nah,
something.
so Game of Death, can you just finish up what you were saying, and then I'm gonna ask Quinn to go and bipolar so he start crying.
Yeah, it was embedded in my family's history long before hip hop. Um, Fighting against racism, um, and my father would hire black people when everyone else would go against him. Hundreds of people in the factory, and you'd invite them to Christmas and birthday parties. And my father was a big man, he was a strong man, and he had to fight a lot of people to stop racism in Australia, and I carried it on. And it's just, like it's just wrong, man. Like you just can't treat a human like that. It's just it's unspeakable behaviour, and it just shouldn't be done. And it's just totally wrong. It's just yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pass it to somebody else. I'm just after
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this one thing though. You basically said it, but other people, or just like that young lady. Now, how do you feel, or like, say you hear the word so much, but does it ever like entice you to use the word when you're around all of us and
No,
we're just carrying on
never,
N word?
no.
Does it ever get you? Do your balls get juicy? Do your stomach start swirling? Do your mind go crazy and you be like, yeah, nigga? Like, does it ever register to you because the rest of the chat room keep nigga, 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 nigga? Does it make you want to be like, yeah, my niggas?
No.
Do you ever get that?
No.
Apparently,
Thank you.
she thought something.
Thank you. Thank you.
That could be said.
Not the N
Thank-
word, brothers and sisters.
Right. All right. Listen,
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Bipolar. You still here?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
want to
yeah.
say something?
You
But then I'm
probably
gonna give
was
it to
spitting
Queen.
that shit tonight. You know what I mean? I'm tired in the mud. I don't want to cuss. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to start a new leaf.
That's
But
great. That's
shout
great.
out to everybody. And I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep.
but you still on the panel. But hey,
Now I'm
think
gonna go to sleep, man. I got school started shit and all that, and I got to get up early in the morning. And they switching schools, the youngest one, so they want proof of addresses and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
all right.
I got to deal with
Yeah,
that in
because
the
it is
morning,
early
man.
for you.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah, so
Look at this man getting his grown man on. You could grow
I've
a
been
mustache
getting
that
my
quick.
grown man on. You know, I'm just a troll on YouTube, man. Come on, man.
David, you missed it.
Hey,
Don't be
but
trolling over here. Nah, it's major love, man. Kiss the babies for me, man. Thank
yeah,
you
for
for
sure,
coming.
for sure.
I told you, don't be acting shy. Come around. You've been
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. Continue it.
Good night, everybody. I'm out. I just took 3 Benadryls and
Don't stop.
I'm out.
Stop telling your goddamn business like that. Damn.
Peace.
Please.
Peace.
This nigga is definitely for this. Oh, Quinn, can you speak now?
Yeah, nah. Well, I don't want to put my words to anything. I don't know if I'm gonna be for sure out there in Kensington. If it works out that way, I will be. If we can make it on a
Oh,
Sunday, I'll definitely be there. But
it might
you
be
know,
tough.
yeah, I might not be able to make it if it's on Saturday. It's gonna be 100 fucking degrees or something like that on Saturday.
Yeah, they said it's something stupid. What
Yeah,
did you
like
talk to? You
that's
can't do
another
the
thing
same
too.
thing. Did you
100
talk to
degrees
Chief?
in Kensington, a bunch of motherfucking murderers and dope fiends around me, and motherfuckers selling drugs. Like that's not my idea of
Yeah, that's too much. That's
of a
too
good
much.
time.
I mean, but for one thing, can I say that? And that's good because see,
That ain't
all
no
of us is trying
disrespect.
to give.
Disrespect.
Huh?
I said that ain't no disrespect to nobody either.
No. Because see, Quinn, this is why I asked you again. Now that you said something very dope to me, excuse the French and the backward.
Yeah.
Oh, you in the middle of Bushwick right now? God damn. Oh yeah, well it is 7. It is 7. Damn, it's that act. You talking about Kensington? Nigga, it's 7 o'clock in Brooklyn. It's something like that.
Yeah, I'm in the field. I'm in East New York right now.
You're in East New York. It sound like that at
What's up?
7. What's the difference, my nigga?
Murder
But
capital.
but
Murder capital,
Quinn
baby.
Father. But Quinn Father, the reason why I said you said something very interesting. What I want, like I said, I don't want you to pull your heart and get into nothing that's gonna upset you. But why did you make that statement? Like, um, you just said that it's like because you still, you in some in source of recovery with certain things, and there's certain things that's just never been your thing anyway. But why? Can you just explain like why you said what you just said? Like, what's the major problem with it? The heat. Just explain why you made that statement.
Well, like I said, well, number one, on Saturdays it's not a good day. Saturdays I gotta do things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I didn't realize it was falling on a Saturday. The last time we did it was on a weekday. You hear me? So,
Yeah.
but if we can, arrange for Sunday, I'll be there. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. I thought I
Because I don't
seen
never
it
have
when
a
the
problem.
first time. Yeah, the first time I seen it, but I think I got the days when I mean I'm nowhere near there. I would love to do something like this. I wish it was somebody. It
Yeah,
is somebody in your family, somebody over there too that fuck with it. I ain't even heard from Cuba in a minute neither. But it's somebody
yeah,
over there that's out here that do be making them type of joints. But if I had a way, I would definitely get up there just on the strength. Just like I said, just like coming to see
yeah,
you, whatever. That's gonna happen by next month though. Even if it be Quinn
yeah.
Father, bounce, sit,
We supposed to be going
and keep
to
it
Brooklyn
moving.
next month. It's supposed to be out in Brooklyn.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So
I'll see if I can get
we'll
somebody
see,
or
we'll see.
any.
But
If it's
I
anybody from
I would definitely
was
be out there if we could do it on Sunday. I'd definitely be out there. You know what I'm saying? Sunday's gonna
yeah,
be
I
cool,
wanted.
and plus, like I
Well,
said,
I
on
mean, see,
Saturdays,
that's why I asked. That's why I asked she as well. But I think he jetted. Um. So just anyway, just explain what's supposed to happen that day, even if you're not there to make it. That's why I wanted she to come. I wanted both of y'all to come up here. But
well,
I mean, she
I'm gonna
probably
keep it
just
a buck.
reached
Really, that's Tom. Yeah,
it's
that's
Tommy
Tommy
D's
D's
event.
thing, man. He be out there helping the people in Kensington. I fucked with him one time. You know what I'm saying? But I always
Yeah,
help the people regardless, even without when I'm not with Tommy. You know what I'm saying? I'm
exactly.
always,
Not
you know, like I'm for the people, and I
exactly
listen.
because Quinn. That's
Even
why I
when I
said
was in the
before.
even when I
Quinn.
was in the
That's why I
field,
said
like I used to be,
right. But Quinn, that's why basically, like,
no,
I don't be trying to put you on the spot, but that's why, I always tell you when
yeah,
you're there that I ask you to come up. Because for one, because like what I said, and the reason why I'm asking you about that is because just like Phil's over here because of you. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Because you bridge the gap. You put a lot of different races. You put a lot of different brothers and sisters on with each other, bro. That's why I call you the
yeah,
Quinn father, bro. That's why, like, even sometimes I know I might frustrate you with how I am or whatever, and getting depth or whatever. But it's because I have that respect for you and like the thing. What I'm saying, you have connected Murph to Kenzo, like Honda Mommy's always been over there with you when she come around for me. Whatever, it's because of you. You see what I'm saying? You
yeah,
establish these things, bro. That's why when I come around, I don't do that shit for bullshit. I don't say it, but that's why I tell everybody and everybody here. I don't know if I got any Mars still up or whatever. Is it to drop his link? And I try to say to get Quinn to his 1K because Quinn is responsible for like a Tommy D. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because like, and it was certain things, and then all of us talking, and then stuff that happened. It's a lot of stuff that went on, and it's a lot of stuff that you've been a part of in that realm, and that's why when you come over here, bro, I always try to get a few minutes out of you, bro. I don't be trying to press you or make you look crazy and nothing like that. It's just the respect of like
yeah,
how this YouTube shit and how people are different from us and people be on fuck shit. I'm trying to let all of our different audiences know of the people that ain't on the bullshit.
yeah, no doubt.
But I ain't. You can say what you got to say.
Right
I
now,
ain't gonna hold you up
we
too
got
much
this.
more.
Yeah, right now I got the music thing popping on. Like, come
Buddha, give me a second.
with donation. Yeah, I know I never asked for donation, but like I said, man, we really gonna
Tommy.
continue to shoot this
No.
music. So if you could, man, help the cause out. I ain't gonna stay up here too long. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let everybody else get their burn. You know what I'm saying? I just
Right.
came up here to basically say, You had asked me about Kensington, and I didn't want to put my word to something that I'm not going to keep. So if God permits it, I'll be out there. If we can do it on Sunday, if not, I'll be out there another time. We're
Just give
gonna
me
be in Brooklyn next
give me
month too.
I'm trying
So
to check you out if Tommy could get up here. I see you, Tommy. All right, Quinn.
yeah, yeah, no doubt,
I
man.
only got
I'll see
I
y'all
gotta
later, man.
put people up here.
Support the
All
team,
right,
man.
peace.
G Dub Quinn, man. Subscribe to the channel. You heard? Salute.
No
Roughly.
doubt. Let's try to get Quinn up
Oh,
to
my
that
bad. I
1K,
didn't know
man.
you could only. Yeah,
Yeah,
push.
because I never mess with it to have all those people, bro. I never really, because I'd be all over the place. But go ahead, Tommy. Because Tommy, I had asked him because usually I've never
No,
seen,
it's
but
all
he
right.
was the real one. He said, I don't know. It could have been fake. But I had seen Chi Hercules over here. And so I thought to bring up on what you got going on this weekend. And then Quinn was here. So I wanted them to both talk about it. But we got the horse. As they say, get it from the horse's mouth. The
Mm.
horse is here. So explain what you've been doing for the last 22 weeks, along with what you're doing this weekend, please.
All right. Well, the last 22 weeks, I've just been going down to Kensington and feeding the homeless and trying to get to know them more and, you know what I mean? Try to help them maybe change their situation. But this weekend is something different. That's for, this is a kids drive that we're having for all the
Oh,
kids that
okay.
live in that area. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's with
Well,
like six
still,
different channels. We all been raising money for it. And we have a lot of school supplies, and we're having the event Saturday at 1 o'clock at Scanlon Park in Philadelphia. And I have a flyer on my community board if you need the address.
okay. Well, I mean, I don't. Well, we'll make it like that. So, but basically, that's good enough. I just wanted it to be known because, like I said,
Yeah.
regardless of mishaps or you don't think that you see me, my terms, I yell it when I don't see people. But I'm always, I'm a bush baby too at certain times, and I always make sure that, because I'm proud of you. I told you that a long time ago. I was proud of you when it was kind of like tough for you to do the interview. Not really, but you know what I'm saying, in a
Yeah.
way. And thinking about your channel and all that stuff, and then to see you now, you're blown way past me. But it's great because you're doing something different. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, regardless of what, I want you to continue to, keep your sobriety. Not fuck all the girls that come on your channel, but some of them are cool. But
Yo, what's she talking about? What
but
are you talking about?
just that's your business. But yeah. So I just want it's only right because I feel good. You did this all on your own. I don't have anything to do with it, but I'm proud of you, and I always it's always going to be me saying something towards that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted you to just talk about just that. And how I would say how you like I said, I think it was a fake one in friendly the chicken butt that was in there, like I was actually was that not for like beefing or views purposes, but was that something real, or you think that probably was just a fake?
That could be real. I don't know. I don't put anything past anybody. For real,
Why
for real.
do you think is a real like did he would really have an issue with do
I
you
don't
think
think
that he would
anything's
have,
real. I think maybe people just. I don't know if that was really him or not. I'm not going to speak on it, but it
okay,
doesn't
okay,
matter to me. Like people, they have their opinions. Not everybody loves everything you do. You know,
right.
I
Well,
don't. It
I
doesn't.
say
I
this.
don't let it
What
bother
I
me.
want to what I want to ask you more is that part. How have you, especially being more successful far as saying getting past the 1K and doing the first goal the YouTube gives out and stuff like that? Have you felt any type of jealousy or think that people have been coming at you the more that they've seen you grow so far?
I mean,
Without you getting to know one person or
not really. I mean, everyone's been pretty supportive. I mean, except for the trolls, which I expect that. Everyone's been real good because I'm really trying to do something positive. I'm not trying to get any clout. I'm just trying to stay sober and help someone else get sober. For real, for real.
right, right. That's what it's doing. Exactly. So
I mean,
again, so
I wanted to make my
go ahead.
career be into this. You know, like I wanted to use this as a venture to do something good. And then I was really hoping that and it is happening. I'm having people call me saying they see me what I'm doing in Kensington and would like to know more about it or would like to link up and do something with me. So I was hopefully gonna gain some more support. By doing what I'm doing because it's just me right now. And it's cool if it's just me, I'm cool with it. I like doing what I do, but I'm hoping that other people will join me and I could grow this into something bigger in the future.
Right, that's
What are you doing? What are you doing, bro?
a wise man.
It's just an outreach that I have that I do every week. I just go down to Kensington, Philadelphia, and I hand pizza out and water, and I allow people to use the phone if they want to call their family and you know what I'm saying? I give them a cigarette to smoke, and I just talk to them for a little bit about what the hell, how the hell they ended up in Kensington because it's not just one thing. A lot of times it's a whole bunch of things that
Mm,
allows them to wind up there, and then they're just stuck. They can't even escape. It's hard to escape Kensington. For anyone who doesn't know, the drugs are really addictive. They
mm-hmm.
completely change you into a different person. Nobody knows unless they go through it, and people like to judge the people down there because of how they act, throwing needles on the ground, and you know what I'm saying, shooting up in the middle of the street in front of people, because that's like they feel like people forgot about them. Nobody sees them. Nobody gives a shit anyway. People walk right past them, including the cops. It's become a real way of life down there. I think
Udo, what's going on with you?
Not much. You already know. Just stopping in with the fellas, touching base with y'all. You already know. I see my brothers is up live, always rocking. I got a live. I got some live. Been live. I was just sitting live for 13 hours, nigga. Still going 13 hours. The ladies is talking right now. They on community talking. When the women get to talking, they be in their own bag. So I'm
Are
just
you
talking.
still running it? Nah,
Yeah, I'm on.
usually
I just came over here with you.
I shared out one of the joints when you was up there with the sister that said that
Yeah,
she was
just up there. Like,
DP or whatever. And it's good to see you doing your thing. Like it says, you always just probably trip up a lot of people with having those 17 channels. But hey, you gotta get to them. You gotta get to them the way that you gotta get to them. What's the name? I threw friendly an idea, and we're gonna mix and match it, and he's gonna have
okay,
to share the idea with you because we're gonna
that
need
sounds good.
a
That
back.
sounds
We're
good.
gonna he can do the first part, but we're gonna need a
Okay,
part with your assistance of our late night show that will be dropping.
sounds good.
I guess after the the first Monday night football game.
That sounds
Won't
good.
be
When is
sports
the
related.
first Monday night football game?
Probably like maybe the 13th, maybe a month from now.
Maybe like a month or
Probably
so,
like
right?
the 13th or something like that, or the 14th of
Yeah,
September.
we get that dressed up. Hell
But
yeah, sounds good.
we'll
Sounds
get it. Yeah, it might even be later than that because they use it, but it doesn't matter. We'll talk about that. But
I wanted
basically,
to do
again,
something on
most of the
community
people,
too.
yeah, in the
I want you
community.
and Tammy to do something on community. That'd be good.
Yeah. I know that too because I have to listen to what you're saying on that project of going over there. Like
Yeah,
it's
but we can come
it's
over
there
and do
for
something
everybody.
to formulate. Just like how we
Explain
did
that again. I get it exactly. Go ahead.
what community?
Hmm.
Oh, community to me is it's a research page, man. It's like my research page. So on it is gonna get a lot of different knowledge. You know what I mean? But I feel me being a black person though, I think that I want a lot of people, especially my younger people, to have more knowledge on black knowledge, on African history, on history within the diaspora, you know what I'm saying? Different things like that. But I'm a study of history. So I'm gonna be going into many kinds of different things something like we put situations up and we talk about situations. Let's say it's like Young Pharaoh, Golden Beauty. It's a relationship. Maybe it's them. They're high publicized people, but we're talking about maybe them putting the situation on the board. Now we're talking about the narcissism. Maybe this is financial abuse. cases of this. This is mental abuse. This is physical abuse, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Emotional abuses, but a lot of abuses, like maybe financial abuses, are some things that people don't know about. You know what I mean? So everything we talking about is all informative. It's open panels, it's live. Anybody
Listen,
can join. Shit like
you
that, man.
know, y'all didn't spoke before. Y'all knew each other, and I
Mhm.
know again, these guys would be like this motherfucker history. But you know, it would be dope on the community channel or on the Uda block. Which one? But maybe on the community channel is
Mhm.
that even if it's not a straight interview, but I think a good segment of you and the Godfather, Ajita Quinn father. Hey, y'all need to drop a Super Brooklyn. Y'all gotta do a shit explaining what Brooklyn all about and what it is
That'd
to
be
be a
nice.
Brooklynite.
Yeah, that'd be
Y'all
dope.
need
That'd be dope. Cause me
y'all
and him
need
been
to
rocking lately
you,
too. Me and him been rocking and
right.
shit. So yeah, I'm with
You
that. I'm with all
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, you and Quinn need to do something soon together. Y'all just on the panel, not even taking no questions, even if y'all pre-record, but you could do it live. But I just think it'd be dope if y'all just let people know y'all Brooklyn tales.
It
You
could
know
be
what I'm
good.
saying? In a nice hour or something.
That'd be nice too. Hell yeah, yo, hell yeah. Keep that thought too. I'm gonna jot that shit down too, though. Hell yeah. I talked to Quinn about that shit. That sound good, man. Cause we figuring out ways to, make our shit interact, man. Cause this is what we doing anyway. But I mean, we could also put little segments together, do shit, create. Yeah, man, just stay creative and just stay working. Most
Also
definitely.
gotta Also got to get a brother underneath me some time too, because that's his thing. You should,
Oh, John's a little
you better
nice.
be ready for this.
John is a
But yeah,
different.
because I'm
John
not.
is a
You gotta
different.
let y'all,
Yo, can you drop his
yeah,
link in
you
the
gotta let.
private chat?
Huh?
Which one?
The guy that was just talking, it says that we can come up, talk about issues and network on his
Oh,
Yeah,
channel.
Uda,
hold on,
it's Uda,
bro. Yeah.
it's right there, Tommy. It's Uda
Where?
block. It's what's right in front of
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna give him
So
this. This
what?
community.
Oh,
It's called community. It's
just
right
look
there in the
that up.
private.
Yeah, community or either Uda block. Because if you go on, but I'm saying Uda, however you do it, but
Yeah, Order Block
Yeah,
is
man.
my
Don't you got
music.
any
it's
mods that can drop his link? That's all I ask.
nah,
You
they ain't
got a
even
mod
no
that can
mod.
drop his link?
It's not even no.
I'll look it
It's no
up.
mods in
OOTA
there.
Black.
They
So
went
you
to
look it
sleep.
up. I'll look it up.
Or community, like he said, community spelled with a K. Look in the background. He put it in the back.
All right, community. I got you. I'll look at community. I'll look.
There's either one is going to get you right there. If you go to Uda block, then you're going to end up seeing. If you follow him, you're going to see it. But do community. That's better.
Hook me up, Jessica.
You got it, Tom?
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's just community. It's like what you see. It's community. It's just spelled with KME. It's just spelled different,
I got you.
but it's there. But I
Yeah,
understand what you're saying. It'd
I
be
want to come
best
to
when
his
the
channel.
links, but nobody that everybody that those that did moderate for me are done.
It's
They've
all
been
right.
working OT. But
Come
yeah,
on.
that's good, man. That's what we need to start doing, and what it is. Everybody else, like I said before, too. Like I said before, my things is to try to get people over there at Uda Block or the community channel. Along with we need to work on getting Murph DeKenzo to his 1K. It's overdue. Along with G Quinn. Need to get these brothers on their 1K
I've been
status.
sharing. I've been sharing their stuff on my community page. That helps people. People that are monetized, share them on
Right.
the community page so everyone can sub to them. You know what I mean?
But
That's how
that's
you
what we're
help.
doing up there in community,
Oh, Tommy,
helping.
look in the back. We gave
Yeah.
even better in the back for you.
All right, cool,
Tommy,
cool.
look in the
Salute.
back check.
All right, cool. Salute. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where you need to get at the people that are positive, the people that's on real stuff, like what we have here this morning. Need to have that outlet. It's good that a brother like Uda Block has come around and having multiple channels and having a channel that's kind of directed to everybody that's willing to come up there and speak their piece on whatever that's positive. I mean, I want to, Uda. You know what I want to do also is like what I said when I when Friendly really had this on his channel first about
Mhm.
the smart people. Oh yeah, I'm really gonna ask you that because that's what the topic was. The
Oh, that's the
topic
one that had the
is
different thumbnail. He had like this. The picture was cut up as a thumbnail, like it had some different pictures. because I think the thumbnail screen, you know, the thumbnail screen is the picture that you see when you scroll through YouTube. I wonder if that was
Yeah.
that stream you're talking about. It was a stream, right? That Friendly did, right?
No, he did it just before this one earlier tonight. But yeah, you can't just
I think
always
that
get.
was the one because the thumbnail
Well,
looked
yeah, he had
different.
the
I was like, I
dumb.
like this picture that he put on it. I was like, wait, I like
Yeah, it
this
was
picture
dope.
that
It
he
was
put on.
Dumber and Dumber. I'm pretty sure it was Dumber and Dumber. Them
Oh
driving
yeah,
the
yeah,
Dumber
yeah. I
and
seen
Dumber.
it. I seen the thumbnail. Yeah, I seen the thumbnail. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, his channel. I mean, his. I just wanted. I said the after party of it, and I didn't do it, and I didn't. You know, I didn't get too fancy, even though that's not too
When I'm
fancy. But
finished
I
with the
just throw it
panel.
up there. Huh? Oh, hold on, gang. I got you. Basically, he had up there, and I meant to ask Game of Death too. Oh, that's what he was saying. He was out because he's eating. It's that he had up there basically how smart people are. Like people be on YouTube and they be smart, but they make dumb decisions. One of them being without putting out there is something we all went through. You went through collectively, like how saying a person, with that type of intelligence would rather do the crazy shit instead of believing in self and moving with the sense that they got. How do you feel about that?
What if a nigga doing the crazy shit but not moving with the sense that they really supposed to move with it?
Yes.
I just think, fuck, man. Right now, if a person's doing that right now, it's like, fuck, there ain't no time for that right now. There's so much shit going on right now, brother. Shit, if you're doing that right now, fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I think anything you're doing, make it count, man. This ain't the time to be squandering your time. This ain't the time to be squandering your life and shit right now. Fuck, we got CVs, all types of shit. Shit is outside on us. So right now, we got to be staying active, branding ourselves, thinking of some shit to do. If you're not doing YouTube or some shit, start the shit up now. I urge everybody to start doing that because I know that YouTube is going to make some more changes. So we need to all be active and live with their channels so we could get everybody's channels monetized at the same time. That's what the vibe is about. Create a network and nothing but love. Let's go. That's what I'm on, man.
Yo, are you live? Like, is your channel Oda Block? Because I just looked at that, and
Yeah,
Oda Block is
my
live right now, and it's not community.
Yeah, the
I looked
ladies
up
are
community.
talking.
I can't find that. So
Oh no, community is there too. You can find community too. You can find it. It's KEMMUNITY. You'll find it if you look it up. But Uda Block is live, but Uda Block is streaming something from community. So I'm streaming right now to community live and to Uda Block live.
yeah, but if I
Block
go to
is-
Oda Block, I'm not going to go to community. I need to find community somewhere.
Oh,
I
but I
couldn't
don't
find
really
it.
stream. Uda Block is on. You'll find this one. You'll find it. Don't worry about it. You'll find
All right, well, I'm in with you on
it.
Oda
My
Block.
link is in the
Either way.
chat. All of my links is in the chat. So you'll find it. It
All
don't
right,
matter.
cool. All right, we good. I'll be there. I'll definitely be there,
You'll
man.
chat,
For real,
man.
for real. I like that shit.
Because that's where you'll do those stuff. Because Uda Block is my music channel, really. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I do music.
Yeah, I
do
met you on G'd Up. I met you on
Yeah,
G'd Up
remember? I do
already.
music.
Yeah, we
So
talked. I know you.
I want you to come
Definitely.
on there and tell your story, especially about the
I
good stuff
do.
you're doing. That's pretty
I
dope
wanna
what
get
you're
up
doing,
there.
man. That's
I
pretty
definitely
dope what
do.
you're doing, brother. That's
Yeah.
most definitely pretty dope what you're doing. I commend you on that, man. I really do, man.
Yeah.
Because people
No
be
doubt.
forgetting about people, man. You know? People really be forgetting about people, and you'd be surprised. Them little cigarettes, that little phone call, that little shit, how much that shit be doing for people, bro. People be thinking about that shit is simple, but yo, that little simple shit be something that a person is dying for, man. So you know what I mean? Or it's real shit.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
I appreciate you, bro.
That Uda always building something, always moving in a positive direction.
That's what we gotta move, John, man. I've been through a lot of negative shit, man, and I was added to the negative shit, son. I've been a part of the gang, son. I've been a part of that shit. I was blooded, running around that shit. I was doing that shit too, son. I was selling the crack. I was doing all that shit, bro. Like shit that niggas be wanting to do and feeding to do. I came from doing after coming from a spiritual place and a place with my mom and like my pops and shit like that. Like I never had to sell drugs, really. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I was somebody that had to sell drugs. I never had to sell that shit.
So you're sort of like me, like back in the day, in my younger years, I had no business being in the streets. I just thought it was a cool thing to do. And I had no reason really to beat her. I just wanted to beat her. So I can relate.
Yeah, sometimes you find yourself there, something is this, and you find yourself in situations now
But at
you
the
really
same
have it.
time, we can't
No,
beat ourselves up over it. I mean,
no.
we could teach other people, but it comes to time we got to let that go. We can't always hold
Yeah,
that over our own heads, because in a
yeah,
way, that's going to stunt our growth.
I agree with that.
Because
I
we
can see
can't
that.
change the past. We can just focus on today, which shapes tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I agree with that. I do. You most definitely can't. But a lot of these things which is negatives, you know what I'm saying? We use the negatives and propel them into positives, you know what I'm saying? By
Yeah,
taking these things and going back and helping some young people that's in my community. You know what I mean? If I could get another young person that I know, because I inspire a lot of people. A lot of people is inspired by me not by selling drugs, because of the music I do, because of acting, because of the things that I do. And a lot of people, you know what I mean, I hope for me to do and make it out. You know what I'm saying? So I be letting people down when I'm doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? Even though you don't look at it sometimes like that. But a lot of people have big aspirations for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, dog, you supposed to be like, first of all, you was already there. So why the fuck you ain't there right now? So a lot of people have their own thought for that. And sometimes you be letting people down too and shit. So, it's a lot.
yeah. We got to think about the mark we're leaving on the world. We got to think about our legacy.
Mm. That's where I bat my mind down. I wasn't on it like that. I was doing things that I've solidified myself, where some people feel different things about me in certain fields. I feel, you know what I mean? But as far as leaving your mark, I was been thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you contributing to life? You know what I'm saying? Like, for what are you like contributing to history? We always got something to say about history, but what are you doing to add to the books? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
everybody that came out here had the same shit we got. A body, and he kept it pushing. Like, that's it, son. Whether you Martin, whoever you thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Everybody left their mark, and sometimes we get caught up in the figures, just like sometimes in the scripture we get caught up in the
or even the
prophets
moment. We get caught up in the moment sometimes too.
of the moment too. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when we get caught up in that moment, we miss the message. And when we get caught up in the script, well, like the prophets, we miss the message sometimes. Or the figure, we miss the message. So the same way, the moment make you miss the message. Sometimes you get caught up in that moment and you miss the point sometimes. So we got to be always catching that message, or giving out a message that's positivity, or trying to help some people in some ways, and doing something that's going to be creative. You know what I mean? Because we have so many people that risk their life. Because it's something that I think about all the time, but it's something that I was asked by T History, and I've been talking on mad people's panels, and I always reference it that I was talking on T History's page when he told me this, and he asked me this. He was like, what do you feel about people saying this thing that you're not, like, people not black enough and shit like that. Like, something I can't exactly how he worded it, but this is basically what he was asking me at that time. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, word, that shit is crazy though. It's true, because people be like that though. And I was like, sometimes I be feeling like, me myself, to speak for me, but I feel like a lot of people though. I feel like a lot of people ain't black enough, because when we think of times like the 60s and certain times, like, people were really taking life and death chances for being black, like, literally, like, putting themselves on the lines, going against the biggest gang in the world, which is the government. You know what I'm saying? Like, real
Exactly.
shit like that.
That's a
Taking a
great
chance.
display. But Uda, what I was basically seeing off of that, it
Yeah.
still is because it's what you're talking about. But it was more or less when I asked you that, and like I said,
How did you
I've
word it though?
referenced
How did you word it though? I couldn't
a lot of
remember
sports.
exactly how you
That's what
worded that.
I would tell you because I'd always do it off of sports, even though it's even bigger than sports. But I had asked you, how do you feel about when people say that guys and gals are not black enough?
Okay, yeah. Now I know for a fact how you said
And
it.
it comes, and what I'm talking about is the one who speaks proper, or the
Yeah,
high yellow brother,
yeah,
or
yeah,
stuff like that. And
yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like certain people,
yeah.
like even like I said, even on down to Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle don't necessarily have like,
Wayne Brady too.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Wayne Brady's supposed to
Yeah,
definitely
I did a video. I
is
was just watching him today, so that's what made me think about him.
definitely, yeah. Wade Brady is the definite example like him. He's
Yeah,
not gonna have quote unquote wall to wall or hood niggas that feel him like that. You know what
but
I'm
he came
saying? They
from the
look at
hood though. That's what he was
right.
saying today. On Mike Tyson, he was like, "Yo, I came from the hood and all that shit, son." And he's like, "But being from the hood and being like me, like, they had me. The first people had me feeling like I was different. Like, but he's like, how the
isn't
fuck I'm
that
different? I'm
crazy
from the
though?
fucking hood. He's like,
Isn't
I'm from
that
the fucking
crazy?
hood. He
Like
said
we're
the
the
first girl
only.
said he was ugly because he was black and she was black. He was like, what the fuck? He said a girl that was black called him, said, you ugly, Wayne. He was like, why am I ugly? He's like, you ugly because you black. And he was like,
Wow.
why the fuck I'm ugly because I'm black and shit. So he's like, he's like, it's crazy because I was going to do a shit. He's like, people make you feel like out of box. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like an other, you know what I'm saying? Even though you're from that place, people will make you feel like you're not hood.
I
But you're
never
from the hood.
like I said, even like when we talk, and I get this to like, I mean, now that I think about like a John or certain people that comes around us, and like I said, when I was younger, just I would even get that shit like, "Oh, you speak proper. Who you think?" And I'd be like, again, like I said, the education even wasn't that. I'm not gonna diss myself for the situation, but it'll be the truth. Like I'm not the smartest, like I said now, the smartest book person in the world or not, but it would just be like that. Like you speak proper. Like if certain motherfuckers just like jump out there. Like I said, when it
Isn't
comes to
that
movies, I think the most Chris Rock, the same type of thing like what I had. Like Chris Rock in certain you go project, it's gonna be motherfuckers that don't even fuck with him. Like they don't see him funny because he's not like and I like me, I mean I got people I be around, even when it comes to actors and certain things. And I mean in some ways it does be like that, or people be like even like with the rapping, like, can you sell it? Or does he? And another instance of that of what I'm talking about is like even like when remember Braxton from Jamie Foxx show. He was like when I think original gangsters or whatever. And one of my boys was
Yeah,
trying
and
to.
and that was fucking
I
me up,
didn't
right?
buy it.
Yeah, that's just funny. Yeah,
Yeah, you might have feel the same way too, but I don't look at shit like that. But maybe I am a nerd, like I'm like that too. So that's why it looks weird to me. But I mean, I get it when okay, like you're at a certain point and the nigga's just a super silly funny. Like yeah, Pee Wee Herman cannot be John Gotti, but there's people that just like 'cause to me Braxton played that role. Like far as we all know those damn thing is fictional in the first one. We're watching the movie. The whole shit fake in the beginning. So you're gonna tell
yeah?
me double fake? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you're really pushing it, bro. Like you already know this bullshit, and then you're gonna say that this nigga doesn't even look like the nigga that's supposed to play the role too. Like, damn.
You
You
know what's
gotta
crazy about that though? Like us as black people, we're the worst on each other as far as somebody
exactly.
having intelligence or anything else. Like everything, we're the only people that celebrate negativity and look
You
down
shit
on
like
each other
that.
for doing something
Right.
positive. Like
yes.
we'll be
Right.
so quick to attack our fellow man over something,
Mhm.
but we'll accept somebody like Drake, Degrassi High. He was in a wheelchair. Now he's a gangster. We'll accept
It's
that instead of our brother being smart or intelligent or something like that.
exactly. And
I
that's
know.
just
I got
crazy.
some of that in my hood too. I got some of that too, and I get that.
Yeah.
If that shit is a stigma, bro. Just like if, like, I'm a person that also, I just hood too, but I probably wear fedora. I like fedora and shit like that too. So if I'm just like that, people, that's a stigma. Be like, yo, the fuck you going to church? You going to job interview? Why can't this be dressed like this? You know what I'm saying? Why can't I have a top? I dress like shit. You know what I'm saying? I might have a top hat on, looking shit, with some jeans on, some shoe type sneakers on, with a white t-shirt, with a fucking suit vest on or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll do some shit like that. You know what I mean? So it ain't that I'm casual or nothing. I'm just feeling like that
That's how
right
you
now.
feel like
You know?
rocking on one day. That's all
I
it
just feel
is.
like going like that. You know what I mean? It ain't about this and that.
You
And
should be
people,
able
it's like a stigma. Like people like, the fuck?
to
Or if you dress a certain way, a person think you're not hood or some shit. Like if you dress
Like
like that, or if you
like
dress,
we're held to a standard.
and
Like
the way
yeah,
whose
and what
standard is
turns
that though?
around is like how do you distinguish the both of the two? Like I said, see, I'm different than others. I give props to things I hear and I see, and that's something that I got off of something that I heard earlier from the dude from on 183rd B's. He was saying he was very frustrated about things that I'd be frustrated about. That the fake gangster shit, everybody's celebrating this gangster shit again, like I was saying 15 minutes ago. And he was saying, this is why I'm bringing this part up, is because he was saying like now you see everybody now it's a dress code, and that dress code has everybody and a mother with that dress code, so you can't tell the difference before. He also had relayed that it was a time when again like the apparel was worn by the people that looks like that. So I just think the whole combination of what he said and what y'all just said all factors into the same thing. And what does it supposed to look like? And why does it supposed to look or sound like anything at the same damn time?
T, I'm
Because
gonna
if
jump off the panel. Salute,
oh,
y'all.
all
Have
right,
a good
Tommy,
day.
thank you
Yeah, I
for
gotta
coming
go.
through.
My kids are here.
Peace,
Yeah,
God
that's
bro.
bless
what's up.
y'all.
Thanks for
You have a
coming,
good
man.
one.
Peace out.
I'll be checking y'all out. Salute.
Salute.
All right, peace. But exactly. But so, like I said, I just don't. I listen to him because a lot of situations is going on with him. But I feel it's the same because I just feel like because especially us growing up, because Uda again, you remember that like you said a hot stroke, yeah, you already out there in this hot Quinn. It's just like when you talk about, I keep getting on this. I don't know who's so staticky, but it used to be a time when when I was like coming up in the hood and seeing street stuff and thug mentality, drug dealers, and things like that. It's just funny how it changed, and it's funny again how so many people want to be a part of it, but then on the other side of it, don't want to be a part. That's why again I say it's all the same sandwich with the conversation because again it comes back to the N word again because again you want to run around here and yell nigga nigga nigga, but in the 80s to 90s it wasn't no place for you fronting and nigga 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 nigga. It was no space for that. There wasn't no space. I come from the era that Uda friendly know they're like just like gold chains. What niggas be wearing? You couldn't just be anybody in my era coming outside wearing this shit like that. You couldn't just be on the block talking about just even selling drugs. That came with some type of application, unwritten application in itself. So again, to see people infiltrated and try to be a part of something that others died for or others went through miseries. Again, I remember a time I could tell a quick story, told it before, is that I used to be down like my man would sit downtown swing. I used to be downtown Boston every day. And like we was deep out there. And like we pretty much ran it down there. And nigga, I think at the time I was working too. And but we was deep, we'd be on the girls, everything. So at one day these little niggas that came up and it was just grilling, acting real crazy. And like my man, Spanish Lou, the nigga has seen me and he don't never see me like that. I was like ready to tear one of them kids' head off because they was just disrespecting the set, quote on. So my nigga Lou, he grabs me like, T, come on. You know they only acting like that because all of them are wrapped up. They all, they got guns on them. That's why they're like, look at you. You know what we do. They wouldn't be. And then I just felt back. I was like, I still felt the way that I felt, whatever, whatever. So the day goes on, whatever. The next day we come out there, we're chilling or whatever. And this nigga walks up on me and he just gives me the Boston Herald. Nigga, what I tell you? On the Boston Herald, it got these group of kids robbed this 14-year-old kid for a little gold chain and killed him.
That's sad.
Whose faces was up there? The main face that was up there was that little nigga that was popping off at me, well, popping off at my crew. And I was in like really until Lou grabbed me like T chill. It's the same nigga, the little, allegedly, like y'all try to say, but ain't no allegedly. But whatever. The nigga shot the little kid over a gold chain. So that the whole point too is that them niggas was, they had a gun, they had a couple of guns. They was trying to prove themselves coming up, doing whatever they want to do to prove to themselves that they was tough and they was gangsters and they was just as in that mode. And and that was the results. In the fucking punk ass gold chain took a 14-year-old kill's life, and them niggas was like 16, 17, 18 years old. But I could have easily got the business from the niggas because I was trying to wish I would wish that I could have tried to stop their momentum before they end up leaving there hours later and killing that little boy over a punk ass gold chain that nobody got to wear.
That's deep. That is deep. Over a chain too. Like ain't no amount of jewelry worth dying over, losing your life over. None.
You know? And to tell you the truth, I don't really think Illuminati. I don't really think the little boy really probably like try to fight them or go crazy about his chain. They just was in that mode, like my man told me. They just wanted to do something. They had it, and they whole vibe that day was to do something, and
That's
they
how
did it.
people be
You know what I'm
sometimes.
saying?
You're right. That's true. Like they're caught up in the moment. I gotta be the toughest. I gotta be the alpha amongst a bunch of betas because that's all beta male behavior. I gotta be the toughest and pretend I'm an alpha, so I'm just gonna shoot them and prove myself. That was their mindset. And him trying to prove himself now look at him.
But definitely, I mean, he could have beat the child enough, but and then eventually the shit even goes on even more. Is that I end up the nigga was on the raft because then I end up getting locked up, and me and the nigga was locked up. Me and the little nigga was locked up, and he was. I mean, he was on. This was in a full zone. You know what I'm saying? And he just wanted to act out and be that person and be a thorough ass nigga, but a lot of that shit's kind of weak, especially when niggas get into it and do shit like that. Like everybody, like I said, a lot of people that I've been even met up here, like people make mistakes and people do certain things. You know what I'm saying? I don't never try to compete with nobody up here or nobody in life with street shit and thorough and all that type of thing. But especially being older and understanding that all of that shit is nonsense and it's about nothing
It
because
is about nonsense and nothing.
you're not representing your blackness. You don't reach no type of goals. All you do is be a person like me, and there's people that way further than me, done more, experienced more. That all you got is memories, and you're lucky that you're not dead. But a lot of people love that shit, and I mean, I'm
But
different because, like I
but
said,
at least you grew out of it though. Some people don't grow out of it. They're still in that same behavior, 50, 60, 70, whatever. If you live to be 70, good luck with that one.
right. And all them niggas, they're definitely crazy. Like I said, it's different people. Like I mean, the only other thing about it is like life's balance. Somebody got to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good guy, it's got to be a bad guy. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yin and yang, yep.
If it's not love, there's no peace. But you know what I'm saying? The four trains. You know what I'm saying? Hate. You know what I'm saying? War, peace, love, hate. It's
Exactly. I
just,
call out the law of positive and negatives. There's always a
yeah.
yin and
So
yang.
somebody,
No gray
yeah,
areas,
so,
but just
yeah,
yin and
yeah,
yang.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So somebody got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to be the opposite if you're good. But like I said, what really kills it is right now and seeing what's going on now and how much we've been through, and as a people to continue to see the same results or just thinking that you're gonna do it better or like especially in this time, this is what people got to understand too.
Yeah,
For all of y'all youngsters that could get a grip of the history and me talking my shit up here now, replay, you just got to think about the lifestyle that you live that's way worse than the one that I lived doing the same thing or even better and than you. And reach heights that you probably could never teach. I mean, reach, my nigga. Is that y'all have short anticipation spans. So when somebody go do hit you with the blicky and your ass is gone, guess what? They're gonna put them candles down and they're gonna talk about murder, blue murder or murder red murder, pork chop. They're gonna talk about you till October.
and that's it.
Bitches you fuck might give you December or January.
You might get a T-shirt.
You might
Your
get
name
some
might be
shirts.
remembered on an anniversary or something.
Yeah, might come around on the anniversary.
But over
Besides
time,
that,
you'll be forgotten.
ain't motherfuckers this niggas that was out there when you pulled the trigger did. looks and say, I'm glad they killed his ass. That's the fucked up thing that you, like I told somebody else the other day about me talking about the same shit with a nigga that I ran the street with that comes up here periodically. Is that it's just it hurts me, bro. Like I said, I know niggas that I would have died for, like just being out there, and the nigga can honk the horn, and he's honking the horn to T History just to show T History he got a car, but he's not honking for like the time when I, you know. However, God removed the gun from his head, being shot the fuck off, or the time when I'm not going to talk about, or it just it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I could get that to a youngster. I could get that to a grown man to understand that, like, just like what your parents said, the nigga, that's, you think that's your friend, it ain't. You go to jail, the niggas don't come see you, like all of that stuff. Like, you fucking around, playing around, and you already black, and now you're doing more stuff that's gonna fuck it up for when you do, if you ever turn to do righteous or just be a regular citizen. You're fucking up. You're putting more shit on your blackness. You already know what your blackness does outside of the hood. You're throwing other shits on it
Adding that extra baggage to your life.
for
Need
no
to
for
leave,
no
need to
for
leave
no
that at the
reason.
terminal.
And then somebody like me and others that's lucky enough to get up out of that shit, get to look like I just said, then like, boy,
I
all
wouldn't
of
say
that
lucky.
shit.
God kept you around for a reason. You
Yeah,
know,
of
God had
course.
His hand of protection upon you
That's
for a
why I'm
reason.
doing what I'm doing. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. But everybody is not special or has something to say or going to be, you know, caring about others like this or like me. This million, it's thousands, but not the same way. And that's why I always, know that I have to do what I'm doing right now. And certain things that I do just comes organic and natural to me. Is that, like, I know that I'm here for a reason. All of us are. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, and that's what another thing that people gotta understand too, when it comes to that league, that football, the sports, the entertainment, all the entertainment shit. Like, there's only a certain group of people to get to go and do that shit. I said it again the other night. Again, you gotta think about, long as for me, I'm a sports head. Long as I've been watching basketball, there's only been like 7,000 basketball players in the NBA, and I might be going over by a couple of thousand. And it's ridiculous if y'all think about it. I'm talking about since I watched the NBA, or before the NBA got what has
You
been
know what's
around for
crazy about
60
that?
years. There's no more than 7,000 niggas
7,000. Wow, I
across
never knew that.
this world
I never knew
that
that.
ever got on the court to play in the NBA. So I tell people, like I live my life, reach for the stars, hope for the best, but expect the worst. But in that scenario, just gotta understand what type of shit it has to happen when there's a game out there that's been played for 50, 60 years, and it only hosted 7,000 people.
I never knew that. That's deep.
Everything ain't for everybody.
Nah, we can't all be rappers. Can't all
No,
be.
if you
We
even
can't all be
think about
ball
it,
players.
even on a rap level, you might have, as big as New York is, both sides. If you think about it, if you really think about it, as long as you knew, like, even if you take music, I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna blindly guess and freestyle this. If you really even think about it, there's probably only like 3,000 notable artists in the history of music, bro.
Probably, yeah, probably that. Yeah.
Think about that shit as much as you
And
think. You're just gonna
you think
phone,
about the
pick up a microphone, and you're gonna be on TV. You might get that appearance on TV, but for somebody 5 years later to talk about you, there might be 3,000 people combined, damn near, or five. I'll give it 5 to 6,000 with all the genres could fucking combine. Rapping, it's only gonna be like 700, if that. And it's not that. It's
Yeah,
not
you
no
think about how many
1,000,
rappers are dying
1,500.
these days at a fast rate, too.
Exactly. Morning, Zed. What's the deal? Until I love you, bro. Always inspiration for me. Keep flowing. But yeah, man, it's like, and the point of me bringing this up is because, like I said, man, reach for the stars. I tell any kid, I tell a grown folk, and that's another part of what I be talking about too, man. Is we do want to look out for the children, but I keep telling people we also got to look out for people my age and older too.
Yeah,
People, saying that 38 to 52 and 60 years old, we still got dumbfounded. No disrespect, we got, because just like what you said, we still got, you're mentally, that's another thing I'm going to say that's a fucking fact, whether you like it or not. If you are an active gangbanger and you're 50 years old, you have a mental problem.
seriously, real talk,
You
seriously.
can love your gang, you can understand what you're a part of. I get you. But to be active and you're lucky to be in and still be alive, and you are moving around the same way you move at 18, 17 years old, and you're 50. Matter of fact, I don't give a fuck what you do besides probably watching TV or something sexual, nigga. If you're doing anything you did at 18 and you're 50
Never
years,
learned, never matured.
something something is wrong with you.
Something is
I
seriously
mean,
wrong. Like you said,
way wrong.
that's a mental illness. Like you said,
It's a
there's no
mental
reason
illness.
for a grown man to be moving that way. No reason at
So
all.
that's why.
You mean to
So
tell me
that's
in all these years you couldn't gain one bit of knowledge, an ounce of maturity, moving the same way, on the same block, probably wearing the same clothes? Like, come on now, bruh. At what time do you hit yourself over the head, look in the mirror, and tell yourself it's time for a change? It's time to grow up. Can't be the same forever.
and trust me, I believe all the brothers and sisters can say, "Yo, it's a lifestyle." No, it gets to a point that come
It's
on,
a choice.
especially just like when like right now when I lose my friends, not through death or anything. Like I told them a lot. I'll say up here, a lot of my close friends and stuff like that, or maybe you don't even see them up here or see them in pictures or stuff that I do, is because I have a bunch of young men and real dudes that took on, they have a family, they have a child already, and like our chilling and the way that we used to do it just doesn't match. A long time that took me hard to understand as well. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, you can do this, even if a nigga fucks off and he goes chilling with a chick over you or whatever. Like, that's why this whole everything you need to learn, understand, and peep things, because it's always growth and people still got love. Because again, like I said, there's people that I might not talk to daily or weekly, and they might even get mad. But at the end of the day, the real people, I got love for them, and they got love for me. But at the same time, you got to understand that we're not gonna, like, at some point somebody got to get on the turnpike. Somebody got to do
Yeah,
something different. Also, going back to what we said, if the person catches me still moving like I moved in '95, and I don't expect that person not to be the fuck from around me, I'm crazy. P, what's the deal? We try to pull up. We was trying to I was trying to see what's up with you earlier. P,
you know what?
pull
Sometimes
up.
people don't hear like what you said, like
I don't
what you
got
say.
nobody that dropped him. Miguel, thanks for coming too, bro. I see you.
Sometimes people don't have
Yeah.
somebody to tell them the hard truth. You know what I mean? They don't
Yeah.
have nobody to tell them the hard truth. Nobody wants to have the courage to tell them the hard facts. Like you're 50 years old, you're living with moms in the basement, you're dressing the same, wearing the same clothes, you're still banging, you're still repping the set. You need to move on. You need to grow. You need to prosper. You need to spread them wings and jump off the nest. You need to learn to fly for yourself and do for yourself. Like
Exactly.
sometimes people have enablers around them. People
Mhm.
can't grow because people are afraid to, like you said, people are afraid to have the conversation that you're having. People don't want to talk to that. because they're afraid to offend them. We live in a generation where everybody's offended over everything.
Right, right. I don't know how we got here, but
Nah.
everything's pussyfoot. You can't talk about
Yeah,
nothing, like because it's always something to say. Like, because I think about it, even when you talk about the homosexuality situations and stuff like that. They're on the top of the food chain. Okay, P. Hope everything goes well, man. Or anyway, you doing something good. Just shit like that. Even what he's saying, we got to stop doing. I've been doing it for a minute. Let's talk about it. Pastor Pete says he's getting dressed for a doctor appointment, but he's listening. Oh, he said you still coming up. That's good. But I would say to him, it's like not only that, that's maturity in itself. It might sound crazy, but it's a maturity in itself. Because you know what? That's another issue that we have as African or whatever, black, indigenous, whatever you want to call. Because I don't like playing that game. I don't want to get stuck in that. And I know you somebody small. Like I don't want to get stuck in that.
second
But
titles.
yeah, but go and check on your health, bro. Don't fucking die or don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't believe in them and we know they be on bullshit. Like you will say about certain things, John and me. I listen to a lot of shit you say. I know they play game with them. But on a lower level, just like I said about that, the president and your local shit and voting, bro. It's like, and this is even way bigger than that. It's like, don't sit around and be a fucking grown man, nigga, and your nuts hurt and you just act like it don't hurt like them joints, that sack bag is just all right, but it hurts with a fucking
Yeah,
acorn beside it. When you could just go to a fucking clinic. Like seriously, I might choose. I don't do pause. I'm just real with this shit. I don't care what it is. You're a grown man. Stop avoiding getting a checkup or stop avoiding going to go see what's up with your health.
facts.
Jamie, I see you. How you doing, honey? I was hoping you came through the other day. I got somebody, my man 420 East Ave. I got somebody out there from your backyard, from Oklahoma. When I told him about you, he was all happy as hell. So y'all gotta meet up here, Jamie. Thank you for coming. But you know what I'm saying, John? Like just simple stuff like that, and like what you said before, it's just we just gotta get off the what's too black thing. Exactly the same type of thing. It's just like we ain't gotta. I mean, you hold it down to something that at these days and times don't even really mean nothing in a lot of ways. Like holding down, shit.
Yeah, like you turn instead of like black, red, hot. Those are adjectives. Instead of like make it be a noun. Like turn it into a human. Instead of being black, consider yourself a human. You know what I mean? Turn it into a noun. Stop living behind an adjective. Instead of oh he's not black enough, but okay, define that. Who made them rules? Where does that come from? Show me
Exactly.
that. Show me that in the Bible. Show me where somebody's not black enough.
You know what? Because bro, like I said, I brought that up because a long time ago, like I said, I it's a lot of regular stuff that I'm late to the party. That's what I call it, being late to the party, and
Hey,
that
better
was
late
like
than never.
one of
Nothing
them.
wrong with being a late
Yeah,
bloomer.
I was late to the party, like
Me
motherfuckers
and you
go
both on
around.
a
Like,
lot of
I mean,
things.
I kind of knew that, but I never looked at it in depth like that, or to try to take something away from a person because they're not whatever. Like I said, even when it comes to the rap or something, most of the time if a person's good, I have no clue of what they are. Just like even sometimes when a dude switch hitting and a person comes running to me like, see, you didn't know that. I'm like, bro, I wasn't really peeping, dude. Like, because you know that there's some people that because I think too when we had that conversation, for me, it's a lot of different people for me, and I know this, especially again, quote unquote, the niggas. Is that like the shit really not to be politically correct, the shit don't bother me like that. It bothers me, and I try to give it to most of us, but I'm only gonna speak for myself because this is a different era and like everything. But it's like it never really bothered me or bothers me like that personally until that male is obnoxious or
Push
flamboyant. That's
or
when that's yeah,
forced upon us or
yeah,
thrown in our
yeah,
face like
yeah,
day in, day out, 24
yeah,
7.
or just or due to like how a lot of people are caught up in this fucked up life positively live now. It's like when somebody's just putting on performances or just letting it be known that that's what they is and that's what they do. That's the
Yeah,
problem. That's when it's like, that's when it's an issue. You just little fucking Kevin, and that's you, and you're reading a book in the corner. Like a lot of times, I don't even pay that shit no
yeah.
mind.
Nobody,
So, like I
nobody
said, a lot
cares.
of times,
Just don't hit
motherfuckers,
on me or none of
yeah,
that. You just live your
motherfuckers who
life.
came up to me like, yo, come on, you knew that boy, you did that. Like, you know what?
And
Maybe I
you,
could have seen it, but I won't looking for that. I don't care. It doesn't, Kev never, like, we went to play ball. Like, I never paid attention to what Kev was doing. Like, it didn't bother. It still doesn't now.
and you know
Now,
what's
like I
crazy
said,
about that? You know what's crazy about that? Sometimes some of our sisters would treat them better than they would us.
yeah,
They'll give them more respect than they'll give us.
yeah.
That's crazy.
hmm That's another mental. Somebody else is talking about, but that's another. I won't say a defect, but that's another type of another phenomenon. That's another
That's another
conversation.
rabbit hole.
But I
Yeah,
don't.
it is.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not touching that this morning, but definitely.
Yeah, that's too
But
much
I
to cover in
mean,
like
like I said,
a
just
couple
was
minutes.
yeah, exactly. That's definitely that. We could be up here. If we had another thought going on. What?
Exactly.
But everybody got to start treating each other right and better and understand. Who
Like
Who
like
the,
Who
I always say,
who the,
one race, human race. You know what I
Uh,
mean? And that's pretty much it.
yeah. Go ahead, you get the panel, bro. I mean, you get the microphone. Drop something.
Uda, drop some gems, Uda.
oh, drop some Jemmy Gems?
Yeah, like you always do.
I always like when y'all dropping gems too, bro. You know, y'all be dropping a lot of Jemmy Gems over here. Um, the gem I gotta say is because it's a lot of shit to think about. And a lot of shit that we be thinking about that shit drive you crazy, man. So a lot of knowledge with knowledge comes, some patience shit too, man. And it comes responsibility, I should say, not patience. I would say responsibility. Sometimes when we know certain things, they come with like a responsibility, right? You know what I mean? For us to do certain things sometimes. And no matter where we going, I like to stay like sometimes in the present, man. Because like when I was talking to like this older lady today, when she was talking to me, she like always talking about some situations, but she was talking about like back in the days, like in the time, like the 60s and the 70s, and I do understand that. But like right now, it's like a whole different time right now, man. And we need to figure out this shit before we, you know what I'm saying? Because this shit is all twisted, man.
Man.
This shit is all types of twisted right now, son, and all levels right now, man. You know, what should I say? It's an early morning. We can learn a fun fact, right? Our people meaning me. I'm a black man. All right, so-called black, whatever we identify with. We are very great people, and we come from a very rich, rich line of history. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be tapping back into that history, doing our research a little bit more. You know what I mean? Everything is more mobile. It's on the phone. Let's start doing our history, tapping back into even Africa. You know what I'm saying? Even going back into beyond Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Because Egypt is just the culmination of the power that we gained or amassed, or the knowledge that we had and was handed down. But there's so many other cultures and civilizations that's in Africa that led to Egypt. Even Egypt was broken down into two places, Upper and Lower Egypt. And in the Upper Egypt is near the lower region, and the lower region is on the top part of Africa where Egypt is, because everything started from Nubia. And in Nubia was ruled in times by four queens, four black queens. So when they say that, sometimes people didn't raise up the women and things like that, we actually did. They actually had women rulers. It talks about the Candaces, the Kantakas. You can read about the Candaces from Africa. You know what I'm saying? They're from Nubia though. And Nubia is like the Sudan region in Africa. You know what I'm saying? But even that will lead you back there, which leads you to Nubia. and then you may have to make a left, and then that leads you towards the western coast, maybe, right? And that's when you're going into the Songhai dynasty, and then you're moving over to the left. And as I go to the left towards the western coast, I'm also going back in time as well. You know what I mean? So as I come from up in Egypt, I'm coming down, then I'm making a left, right? But all of this is going back in time, though. As I'm making this down and this left, this is going back in time. So the Songhai dynasty, which is one of the greatest dynasties ever, period, of all dynasties. You can read about it. They'll say that, not me saying this because I'm black and it's black people. Then it leads you to then it leads you to the Mali dynasty, which has the richest man ever, which was Mansa Musa, right? And you know Mansa Musa was the man
The
that controlled gold, right? At one,
okay.
right?
Say that again. He was what?
Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa was the richest
Mansa
man in the
Musa.
world. He was the richest black man, right? And
Okay.
he wasn't only the richest man, he controlled the power of gold around the whole world at one time. And the European powers came to be a time to say that there would never be another one man that controlled the power of gold. Okay, because him himself controlled the power of gold. He even, I could tell you a story a little bit of his wealth. He set a caravan, a pilgrimage to Mecca because he had converted to Islam. They was Islamic, and they sent a journey to Mecca. And on his journey to Mecca, he stacked up like mad camels, like 1,000 camels or something like that. Some of the camels just had gold, some shit was just holding water, all types of shit. They made a journey all the way to Mecca. And on the journey to Mecca, he was giving away gold to like the peoples and shit. And he gave away gold to the point that he broke the economies, and he had to give away gold to fix back the economy. That's how much, because people started using the shit and
Wow.
decreasing values and all types of shit like that, right? So now we
So
know,
it was like
huh?
sort of so that was sort of like the first stimulus in history.
Yeah, man, this was probably the first thing he was going out, the first stimmy pack
Okay, I
I
got
gave
you.
out. But he came on a voice and was giving out that pack, right? So he gave out and was showing his wealth. This is why some of the European power found about this wealth. They're like, what? And somebody that got that much, you lying. He got a, I show you, you see the picture of Mansa Musa. He's depicted as having a golden globe that he walked around, that he had in his hand, a golden globe, a gold made of straight gold and things like that, right? But
So he
now,
was richer than
yeah,
he was richer than Solomon.
Solomon,
Richer than Solomon.
he was the richest man, period.
Okay,
That's
I
the
got
reason
you.
they didn't say man to move to, but Solomon was very rich and he was supposed to be the richest man. So when it comes to massive and fortune, you might have to add that up. But as far as this man controlled gold in the whole world at one point. So we got to
Wow,
understand that is something crazy right there.
that's
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
It
That's
is.
crazy because this is where gold came from. You know what I'm saying? So you already know this is where it comes from. It don't come from European places. You know what I'm saying? So this is where the things come from. The resources are in Africa, right? So we're gonna keep going left, and as we go left, we're going a little bit more. So this leads me to this story, all right? Because this is in the first Ghana. The first Ghana was on the western coast, more by the tip of the western coast of Africa on the side, on the left side, where Benin and all of that. A lot of people that's in America, they say that we are slaves from the Western Coast. We were taken from the Western Coast. That's why we all got to sometimes do DNA tests, even though sometimes they don't be right and stuff. But maybe you could get some to understanding some haplogroups and understanding probably where your genes and some of your people come from and stuff like that. Because they want to date a lot of us back to the Western Coast, Benin and things like that. Because this is where they was coming from, like America. That's like the first, when you sail from America, that's like the first shore you're gonna reach is like the west coast of Africa, right? That's basically right. As you sail straight, if you sail straight, that's where you'll reach, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we move a little left now, right? So we move into Mansa Musa's predecessor. Mansa Musa's predecessor, and the person that came before Mansa Musa was Abukari. And Abukari now, right? Because remember, Mansa Musa came richest man, but Abukari was the Musa before him because Mansa was the Musa the first. He was the Musa first, and but the king before him was Abukari, and Abukari was the first person that we know that sent a journey of ships around the world, right? So we hear these stories about Columbus, but you never heard about Abukari. And Abukari is a black man who was very, very rich, was in the same Mali dynasty. He was the king of the same dynasty that Mansa ended up inheriting from his death and he became the richest man, right? So boom. So when Abukari sends out these ships, he sends out hundreds of ships, man. I might be blowballing the number, man. When you start going into Munta, you do your research. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So he sends out these hundreds of ships. Some ships just had straight water. Some ships just had straight gold because they planned on being out that bitch for a long time. So they went, they packed up everything. So Manson, they was thinking about it, him and Manson, but Abukari, because Manson was there too. So, you know what I'm saying? So they like, all right, so they sent the ships. So the ships was gone for weeks, days, months, whatever. So a little while later, like weeks later, months, whatever happened later, one ship came back. So they're like, what the fuck? So you're like, yo, damn, King, what happened? Abukari, like, your King, like a big ocean, like the ocean opened up, or like, I don't know if the ocean was wilding and was eating up, the ships was getting destroyed or some shit. And he's like, yo, we got scared and I turned back. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I survived right now. So you're like, word, that's crazy. So you would think that Abukari be like, yo, that's crazy. All them ships died. All them 100 ships is gone. Like, what? Do you think so? He was like, nah, he sent out more ships. He built more ships. This is to sail around the world. He went to sail around the whole entire world of void. He had for it to take years or whatever it could take. So he filled ships with straight water. He had hundreds of ships. Ships with straight water, ships with straight gold. Remember, they were straight rich. Ships with straight gold, all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Remember, once you sail off the western coast, the first place you're reaching is where? America. That's the first place you're touching. So remember, they saying this thing of we not from where and we not from where. We're from everywhere. So look now, boom. So Abukari goes out now. So look, the other ship come back. So he like, yo, what? Nah, you wilding. All them ships is done? Nah, you buff. Sending more ships out. So Abukari sent out more ships, like 1,000 ships this time. Crazy, maybe 2,000. I'm lowballing the number, maybe. 1,000 ships. It's crazy to see 1,000 ships though. Nut shit. Filling up with water, all types of shit.
That's a lot of people.
You can live on the water for mad long. He was planning to be on this bitch because remember, he was planning to journey around the whole world. This was boy is not to go sail to America. They've been touching that shit. Soon as you sail from Africa, you know we've been sailing. So if you sail, soon as you come off that western coast, the first thing you touch is America. That has to be. You know what I'm saying? You know, Brazil, all these things was connected at a point too. That's why you see the Brazilian people got a lot of African and ethnic features like that. You see like the big Brazilian ass, like that African shit. Like all of this shit was connected. It's a lot of things that they don't want to tell us, but you know, that's things like that. But anyway, right? So boom, so Abukari sent the ships out. Boom, all of them. He like, yo, fuck it. But this time I'm getting on the ships. So you're like, yo, you get ass? So man's like, you serious? You gonna get on the ship?
I'm getting on the ships.
He said he getting on the ship too. So man, you wild and so how you gonna get on the ship too? First of all them other 200, 300, whatever, 400, 500 ships you just sent, one came back, bro. You wild and you the king. Son, he went on the ship, bro, and never came back with all the 1,000 ships. So where did all those 1,000 ships go? Think about that. Ask yourself the question. But he never came back, and Mansa Musa became Musa the first.
That's deep.
It's a good story, you know?
And you would think they would find the wreckage, you know, because even then, you still be able to find something, some gold, something.
They know they got everything, bro. They done figured out all that stuff out of it. Ain't none of this.
Say that again.
They got everything already, man. They already got everything, bro. They already figured mad stuff out. And what the ocean had been swallowed up, you already know. But people don't went and retrieved all those things where we think, because they already figured out where things are. So even things under the ocean have been recovered. So, you know, a lot of things, all of our history is already stored up in boats and different places like that. You know what I'm saying? So when we think about a lot of things, we gotta open our minds, you know. And just like religion, when you think about religion, you know, after like religion, growing up in like Baptist, this guy's taught myself like Hebrew and stuff like that, Arabic and stuff, you know, surahs, Qurans. But you know what I mean, when you think about religion, you got to think about a time period, and then when you think about a time period, you think about the political time. What was the political or the political climate at that time, I would say. What was the political climate? Because, you know, when you come with...
Especially around like 300, 400 BC when Rome,
see what I'm saying?
the Vatican, Catholicism, when that came about too. And then you look at a lot of modern day religions, you'll see that a lot of teachings actually come from that religion right now.
Constantine. Yeah, all that started with Constantine. Constantine started the whole bullshit. All the shit that we're going through right now, a couple of people pushed this shit in play. Even King George. King James.
To this day. To this day. They're still the ones behind a lot of stuff.
King James. You know what I'm saying? A couple of people in history. You know what I'm saying? Son, they pushed some shit. They did some shit. You know what I'm saying? A couple of people pushed an initiative.
Countless popes were in on it.
But you know, the popes got the power through Constantine. When Constantine was on his deathbed, before Constantine died, he gave the power to the Roman Church. So he wanted Christianity to be a world religion. So
but that's the thing though, but because Catholicism wasn't really Christianity, they hijacked that and took that out on their own.
Oh
and
yeah,
became the dominant ones.
Oh yeah,
while
but
they were busy killing and persecuting Christians.
Yeah, but see what I'm saying. But look, the whole thing was Catholicism was the thing where it was going, right? Because it was the Christianity that was going up, running up the place, right? So they're like, fuck it, then. Let's unify the whole world under Christianity then. Because this, remember, it's about world governing. So the people's boring, you killing Christians,
exactly.
Going on. Fuck it then. Everybody gonna be Christians, even Romans. That's what they came up with, the plan that everybody gonna become Christians.
And not even Christians, you're gonna be our version of Christians.
But they're gonna be our versions of Christians. That means they still want to eat the gluttonous ways, have the boy sex and all the type of shit like that. They wanted the whole Roman life.
You're gonna pray to Mary, you're gonna call men Father, you're gonna call men Holy Father.
All of this type of stuff like that. So they really all of those things still under the guise of Christianity, so that they could get the whole people unified, so that they can govern the whole people under one law. That's how come like America is not a church state. It's like a state like that. You know what I mean? Like when there was certain states, there's state and church. So they like control the whole shit. It's all one thing. If you don't get out of here, it's all Muslim over here. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. If you ain't this, then you know what I'm saying. Then people be at you, and it be like those countries like that. It's not like America, where everybody can be what the hell they want to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just stay in church. But so Constantine, like I said before he died, he gave the power to the Roman Church, which hence gave all the power to the Pope, which hence led Rome to fall in, which hence led America to coming up.
Which Rome never really fell. Like you said, Rome never really fell. It just became
hence Rome
Vatican.
To fall, which hence America to come back, give Rome the power anyway. So
yeah,
all this shit is all one thing. So it's all the same shit. But Rome never fell though. Rome still runs
never did.
Rome still runs the world. You know what I mean? Rome is the great power.
I mean, it collapsed though, as far as like the government.
It runs it in spirit now.
It does.
It runs it in spirit.
If you look at all the woes and all the lies and all the hoaxes, our roads pretty. You know how they say our roads lead to Rome.
Yeah,
that's pretty much still true to this day. Yep, it's true to this day.
The Vatican is very relevant. Even Pope. Now, like I'm saying, so the Pope. So remember, it started with Constantine. If Constantine never
listen to him these days, though.
Remember, if Constantine never did these things, gave the power to the Roman Church and all that, would the Pope and all this shit be as powerful as it is today? Think about it.
Nope.
But he did that. So now think about it. Now, when you Google who the Pope is, we think we know who the Pope is, but Google who the Pope is. When you Google who the Pope is, they're gonna say that he's Jesus on earth right now. He's the representing. He's like the Jesus standing until Jesus come back.
Yep, blasphemy.
He's the representative. We got to go through the Pope until Jesus come back or some shit like that. That's who he is. When you Google the Pope, let me Google it right now so I can read exact words for y'all.
No, I believe you. Because think about it like this: like Jesus says, confess your sins to him, but how am I confessing it to some creepy man behind a booth, behind a building? What sense does that make?
Real shit. Look, I'm gonna how did I find it right? Google Pope.
And then you look at the Pope today. How he's involved in all these political agendas. Anytime you hear our government talk about something, you hear the Pope talking about the same thing.
The Pope is important as he represents a direct line back to Jesus. Him represents a direct line back to Jesus. This shit is twisted. Come on, man.
Some people actually believe that stuff. That's the crazy part. They follow it.
If you believe that, if you do believe that, John, right? Then think about this.
Yes.
Besides all of the crazy shit, when you go inside the Vatican, you're gonna see the gargoyles and all the other shit. We're not gonna get into that. But if you believe,
I know, right?
But if you do get into this, understand that they praise a black Madonna and child. The black Madonna, that is a black person. All this Mary and all this other shit is the black Madonna and child. That statue, you can Google that one, the black Madonna and child, if you've never seen, because that statue of the black Madonna is in the Vatican. It's in the church out there.
You know what? Regardless of what color Jesus is, if you look at the people of that region,
know color. It does
around the time, like it's sort of how people say Spanish people and black people one are the same, but you can say the same about Muslims in a way because their skin tone is the same color. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but right now we even got to a
So
place
like
now we're kind of
around them days,
because we got people that's mixed up now. We got all these swirly kids now, so you know what I mean. It's not as definitive as it used to be. Probably.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So the races was more pure, less.
Yeah, the empires that took over the areas,
you know what I'm saying?
especially the British
you know
Empire.
So think about that. You know what I'm saying? It was mixing period from throughout time though. So it's not like this shit just happened the other day. But think about the long period, because that thing was still mixing though too as well though. Yeah, but it was a long period when we wasn't even, able to even deal with the opposite sexes and shit like that. So think about things like that too as well. But at the end of the day, white people need black people. You know what I'm saying? White people need black people. At least they needed them.
Yeah, we all need each other. Yeah.
At least before, they needed them.
We're all the 98%, but now people are starting to realize that, like we're the 98%. Like they're coming for us all. Every single one of us are coming for us all.
White and black people. So I just want people to know that. Well, nationality ain't about as a black people they coming for. They coming for white, black.
They coming for everybody.
So it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like you got to
read.
Even
if they hate us more, they're still coming for everybody.
Yeah, you got to read 1984. 1984 is a book by Orson Welles, and it's a book written in 1949, but he wrote about 1984.
And that's crazy how much of it came true.
This is what I'm saying. He thought about the thought police, people taking your thought. You can't think for yourself. That's how this shit is. You know what I'm saying? Like when I played that. You
know what? Sometimes I think that they use like their dark arts with their tarot cards and their crystal balls and stuff to kind of get a glimpse into the future, kind of cheat, and then they leave like a blueprint ahead of time for them to follow.
Yeah.
And then they
got the supreme mathematics.
They make their technology based on that.
Son, they got our real knowledge, man. You hear me? They got our serious knowledge, the real shit, the shit from the Egyptians, the shit from everybody. They got the real ancient shit. People was building pyramids on the exact 0 marker on Earth. How the fuck do you find that? They had a knowledge that was too deep, and you got to understand that people possess that knowledge. And when you
we think of technology.
No, it's knowledge.
Think of technology as in computers and cell phones, but like you said, ancient technology.
They had all that shit back then. They had batteries.
You know what? I seen a video like that where they had like an ancient. I seen something like that where they had ancient batteries and stuff.
They had all that shit. They had generators. That pyramid was something like that. That was like a source of energy. They was using
lamps, light sources.
They was using that pyramid as a light source, as an energy source too, and all that. Son, I'm telling you, there was all type of works going on. People been doing big shit, son. First of all, when you see a person chisel a whole fucking temple into the fucking side of a mountain, stop playing with me, man. Y'all stop playing with me, man. Please. I don't give a fuck about all that other shit. Even the pyramid.
And then you look at Rome. You look at the material that the roads of Rome built on. We can't duplicate that material.
No, Rome.
Look how good the roads still last. It's still the best material. But it's Rome better than the way we pave our roads.
So we can't even give Rome the credit because Rome took their first thinking. They advanced it though. I'm not saying they advanced man shit, but they took some of that first little strategies from Egypt and all that.
Have you read about the collapse of Rome? How they collapsed?
Yeah, I read about that.
It's kind of similar how what they're doing here. How they started allowing stuff. I'm not knocking anybody, but Rome started allowing homosexual marriages. They started doing stuff that were contrary to the natural makeup of the family. They started importing people from different areas, and then the slaves rose up one day. The people they imported.
Yes.
Like history has a way of repeating itself all the time.
It always does. That's how come when we look at certain people or certain figures. Let's say we look at certain people, like how we talking about a young pharaoh or something, and he got his mind and he got this ego and he's a god and all this stuff. We've seen through history what happened to certain kings when they act certain ways. It don't matter if you're a new person, you was born today. We've seen 15, 16, 100 kings, people that was the richest people on earth, all types of shit. And when they made certain moves and did certain things, that shit was the end of them, point blank period. I don't care what you say. There's nothing different about you and me. If we make some of these fucking same steps, that's where the 48 laws, and when you reach shit like that, you're going to be falling down the same road.
What's going to happen? Same thing's going to happen to us, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it don't matter if you're America, Japan, or you're Rome or Babylon. You make the same mistakes, you're going to fall to. Every empire comes to an end.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter. You make the same mistakes. So even when we deal with certain people, certain figures, that's why we got to be constantly looking in ourselves to make sure that the things that plagued certain kings, the things that plagued the people that was in positions to win, to rule, and all of that, but then brought them down, are we guilty of some of these same things? You know what I'm saying? So when you start learning the history,
I'll give you an example.
you know what I'm saying? It's deep.
One of the biggest turds in history, or two of the biggest turds, Napoleon and Hitler. But if you look at the leadership traits, they possess most of them, but they didn't have compassion.
Yeah, they never did. But sometimes to lead people like that, you have to lack compassion, because that's what they move by. People maybe are more motivated by fear than love. So
But
he's
that was their
going maybe more
downfall
of
because
that.
they lack compassion.
But who did Hitler study? Who was he an understudy of? He was under Marx, right? Karl Marx.
He was more so because all that started with the Rockefeller Institute. If you look at communism actually
I know that.
started in the office building in New York.
Yeah. But he was like under Marxist. He was thinking all that of Marxist shit, communism
Marxist,
shit, all that type shit. You know what I'm saying? So when you read that type shit, if I'm reading all that type shit and I'm going that shit wrong, I could be damn near on my way to being a little mini Hitler right now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you read that shit the wrong way,
all you gotta do is lack compassion, and you don't.
And now you a Hitler in your relationship.
Have no conscience. You gotta serve your
You gotta
conscience.
be a big Hitler in the world. You can be a Hitler in your little relationships. Me with you with my girlfriend. I'm being fucking little Hitler.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
This hitters in neighborhoods on blocks.
Yes. It is. It's a paradigm. It's a perspective. It's a mindset. It's a mind state. It's a figment of the mind. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it becomes reality, but it's really, really not reality. You know what I'm saying? Reality is compassion and all this other shit. But look at Michael Jordan now. So we take that same Hitler mind and put it in a sense where we see somebody that we celebrate, but he won with it. But some of his teammates probably hate his fucking guts. He's like, Mike is an asshole, probably. You know what I'm saying? But look at Mike. Mike was busting ass. Mike was fighting. Mike punched Kerr in the eye. Mike punched Kerr.
I never heard about that. He punched him in the eye.
Yo, he wilding, son. He wilding. We had to jump Mike out here. How you gonna put hands on Kerr, Mike? So Mike wilding out here, son. But look how much he want to win. Look how much he on it, son. You feel me? This is like borderline dictator, though. He borderline Hitler. He borderline all them people. We can name 50. We can name 30 right now.
So he like a couple traits short of being a Hitler.
Hitler was like mad people. Saddam came into power like we could compare to Saddam who? Saddam with Castro.
And then you know
Saddam and Castro came into power like the same way, right?
Suck the shit out of Steve Kerr. I think Horace Grant got a little piece of something.
But Horace wasn't going for that. Horace wasn't going for that. Horace is a scrapper.
Horace Grant too?
Damn. Yeah.
I'm just not learning about this.
Yeah, Horace had a little piece.
Yeah, it was a lot of shit that Michael did.
No wonder Kwame hated him.
Narcissist.
That mentality.
I got to call him narcissist. Kobe too.
They're narcissistic, but it's not about being narcissistic because they're narcissistic. We're all narcissistic in some ways. He's a narcissist. So, but to be a narcissist, you got to check mad boxes. So they're narcissists, but it's beyond being narcissist. I mean, they're like sociopaths, my nigga. They're borderline some next shit. They're beyond narcissism, son. This nigga Mike is nice as shit, scoring 40 every day, 3 days in a row. Then the next day, I'm coming up, wake up in the morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, go try to hit the gym. I think I'm gonna be early 5 o'clock. Mike been there 3 hours already. What type of shit? And he's gonna go for 40 anyway tonight. What type of shit is that? He don't have to practice that much, bro. He's going for 40 effortless. We know that shit. But
you ain't nobody's goat, nigga, and you're a narcissist too, but you ain't nobody's goat, little Keith Murray. Stop it.
That nigga's
Hey, y'all hear about that one game where Michael Jordan went to Kobe the first time he played him, and he was like, you could wear the shoes, but you could never fill them. Yeah. And then Kobe came back and scored 43 points on him or something like that.
Yeah, Kobe came back and clipped him. Yeah, he most definitely did, and he did tell him that. But what we don't see behind the scenes is that, you know, they had like a close relationship, and Kobe was one of those people that he reached. Like me being around some great people, like he reached for that knowledge and he reached for it. So him buying Kobe, that really took out the young guys that would have had him, because he'd have been more like Mike than Mike was, because he'd have been practicing with some of these young players and getting them nice with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that shit took a lot from every other player that's coming up, because he was still mad young, bro. He'd have been doing this shit for 30 years. right now teaching niggas like how Russell and all them niggas was out there, with the gray beard and all that. Yeah, man, because he already got all the skills, all the fucking mentality, and he knows what it takes to win fucking multiple chips, man. You're not gonna play this game, son. But
you know what though? I see what you're talking about. How we like Michael Jordan.
Kobe would have been outside talking to people.
He took his fadeaway shot. He got that from Mike. The fadeaway, that shot.
What you mean,
yeah. But his thing was though, he said, "I want to be better than Mike." That was his thing.
Everything for Mike.
And that's what I respect about Kobe. He said, "I want to be better than Mike."
He took Mike how he chew Mike gum, son. Mike chews his gum a certain way. He was chewing his gum the same way. He bring the ball down court like Mike. Everything like Mike, son. So, you know what I'm saying? It was everything, but the jump shot at 3 was just a little more crazy. But
yeah,
he was just like Mike. So he was a poor man, Mike. If you like Mike, then fuck it. Might as well take Kobe, man. Kobe was a different type.
He's so close, stole all that nigga stole that nigga's walk. Nigga Kobe
stole the walk is what I mean. The gum chew and the walk. Come on, the gum chewing and the walk. He took both of everything. The leaning on the shorts. What about the leaning on the shorts? With the leaning on the shorts when you lean and hold the shorts.
Like they said, he leave no boxes left behind, nigga. That nigga checked all those boxes.
That's crazy. As much as I'm a Lakers fan, y'all teaching me a lot of stuff I didn't even know. I didn't even realize and catch on. But now that I'm looking back, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, he did do that stuff. He did have his walk in his. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't even. Yep, you're so right.
Hey, man, why you think he won fucking 5 rings? What are you talking about, bro? He's patting himself after one of the people that we think is the greatest people. What the fuck is that gonna do? The fuck? This nigga literally patted his shit. I mean, studied Mike, and Kobe was a fuck. Like, these people are psychopaths, damn near borderline, bro. You hear me? He's staying up all night, can't sleep. He's thinking about X's and O's. He's calling you late night, waking you up. He think you fucking with the girl. He bugging you. Listen, I think I'm gonna play right now. This nigga can't stop, son. You like, chill, my nigga. I'm trying to bust a nut. He like, no, get the fuck out that pussy right now. So
that's what you're doing. That's why you be missing. That's why you be missing.
On your body, you missing because the pussy.
That's why you miss.
That's the type of people he is. You borderline love him or you borderline hate him. He's either gonna motivate you or you're gonna.
Hurry up. He said, "Hurry up, fuck that, fuck her. Hurry up and fuck her, and let's go back to the gym now."
You know what I'm saying?
4 o'clock in the morning.
Just like with what's name, but he deserved it. But just like who was it when when Robin was fucking with Carmen Electra, and they came and got that nigga Carmen Electra's like she was naked. She was like she was scared to death. She's like I looked up with no clothes on. It was Michael Jordan. Like she is like oh shit, and Michael didn't get no fucks about her. Like nigga, fuck that bitch. What are you doing, Dennis? Let's get the fuck out of here now. Yeah, that shit is the. That's why that shit. Uda, they actually saying that's why it's probably not to take nothing from Uda, but that's why it's on Uda's brain because they even saying it throughout the summer, like even bigger than that Olympic shit. That documentary been fucking watched and been iller than like everything all summer to watch as not just sports, but like far as like TV shows, you know how they rate them. Nielsen or whatever.
What is this? I need to check this out. What is it?
Called
The Last Dance. Michael Jordan, The Last Dance.
The Last Dance.
Oh my God,
okay.
Oh my God, John, you didn't see this? Oh my God, bro.
I did.
And that shit is almost 2 years old now. No, not 2 years.
Still clapping at him behind that.
No, but ain't nothing wrong with that. I wish I could do. I wish there was something I could do. I wish I could.
Pippen tight with him behind all that shit. He's flipping on Mike, yo. Pippen gonna be bad with Mike all the time. He was just on the shit.
Oh yeah.
Beefing with Mike the other day, talking because he's selling his book and he's selling his new liquor. Now he coming out talking about Mike, and he called Phil a racist. He wilded out on Phil Jackson. Called Phil.
Yeah, exactly. No, but see the thing is, he and somebody else. I think he's got. But see, it's 2 things about that.
But Phil ain't a racist for that.
That's true. I think it's truth in that, but his example was whack. He could have used a better example. He could
talking about the fucking the shots and all that shit.
That's where that was weak.
And Kuko made the shot though. I can see if the nigga missed. You did all that bullshit on the bench and didn't go.
Exactly. Shouldn't it be about you winning the game? Shouldn't it be about the game?
Yeah,
not the individual, but the team.
That's when it shows. And the thing about that, he could have used better examples, like when they traded off like the niggas Just Cole and Phil Jackson said some fucked up shit like the monkeys, or he's like they just be watching these rappers and they're dressing like
He was on Kobe
it
too one
There
time.
was other shit that Scotty could have used if
No,
was
he
gonna-
said that too. He brought them up. He brought up the shit with Kobe. 'Cause remember, he played Kobe at one point too. He brought that up too, but he made it more about the cool coat shit, which is a corny reference. So when he did mention the other little shit, that shit got glossed over. Like, what the fuck you talking about, boo? We talking about the cool coat shit. So what are you talking about? The cool coats end up making the shot after you sack
And
him.
he made the shot. Exactly. That's what makes it better.
That's what makes
Yeah,
you
that's what
an
makes
asshole,
it
because he
bad.
made the damn shot. So that means Phil was Zen master. He actually called the right fucking play.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? I can understand how
Yeah,
Scotty
But
felt,
yeah,
bro.
he the only one
But
out of everybody on the
again,
field. There's only one person. The four
I
other
can
people ain't say
understand how he
nothing
felt.
about it. But there's only that one person I have to say something about it.
nah,
Only one
that
person
ain't
did. Only the one
that's
person.
true. Neither Craig Hodges got a lot of shit. Well, Craig Hodges played under Collins, but I think he might have got a year under Phil. But nah, he's not the only one. Pippen just
Like,
going about it the wrong way. So it looks like what you're saying, but it's more to that shit
oh yeah.
than just
Nah. So out of everybody that was on the floor at that time,
that. Just
there was somebody else besides Pippen.
It's a lot of shit.
Huh?
I'm not too familiar with. I'm not too familiar.
No, at that time,
At that
you had a
time?
problem with it. I'm talking about if you were saying,
They're basically the
no,
same.
I reacted to like if you were trying to say that overall, like Pippen could be wrong about what he was talking about. He was wrong about
Yeah.
his example, but him saying what he said about
That's
Phil Jackson
possibility. We
is
don't
probably
put that
right
on
in a
nobody.
lot of ways. He's just
Yeah,
used
we
the
do
wrong
that.
analogy or the wrong example to prove that he could be racist.
Yeah.
Because Phil got a lot of them shit.
And then timing. Now you want to come out with this when you're selling some book and you're trying to sell some liquor now. We have to put that in the context, the politics of this.
Yeah, you can.
You've been about this shit for 30 years, my nigga. And I've been removed from the league for 20 fucking years. What are you talking about?
Even if that's why it is bad. But
We old men.
that goes with everything else too.
We
But
won rings. You fucking up the history with this dumb shit. We won rings. 5 rings, bro.
you can't fuck up that. You can't really fuck up that, Uda.
Yeah, it should be all about the rings, not the. It don't matter who took the shot, as long as
You
you
didn't
won.
talk about this shit in 30 years, bro. And you're only talking about it now because you're trying to sell a book and some liquor now. Come on, dog.
No, that's no. If that's
you're not really about the message. Now you're trying to play on the black people hearts.
That's
You never cared about the shit.
That's the only. All right, that's what you could attach to it. But what I'm saying to me, regardless of either way, it's like what you just said. However you put it out, he's not going to tarnish the rings that they won at all.
No.
It's a lot of people just like. But I understand if it's selling a book. I don't know what Scotty's on. But one thing that I will say, like what you're saying, is that it's two things. What killumanati was talking about, what we didn't talk about out of the segments. And I said earlier, since I've been on this and on Friendly's platform, it's like crazy that men at that age and how society now is, it's just like this social media shit that he's doing something like he's dropping an album. But at the same time, it is like anything else, like the Cosby shit or anything else. Who was we to say that, like, yo, we understand that, yeah, he's fucking with liquor, he's fucking with a buck, but who was him to say that whenever he felt like talking about that Phil Jackson shit, or he probably been wanting to say that, but now this is a good time when he's already doing other shit, so he gonna throw that in there. But don't just say that he's doing that just to sell records, because like Charles Barkley got a big name, and Charles Barkley said that because he loved Mikey to death. I don't know why a nigga like him that always lost. I mean, you could take your losses, but how you dick ride him so much. But truth is truth. Everything behind closed doors, I feel in certain ways with people, it shouldn't be resurfaced, and especially in certain situations. But I don't know. I think that I could tell the way that Scotty talks, the way that he is. I think he definitely have a problem with a lot of stuff that goes on, because I think that he doesn't feel like he wasn't Michael. But to me, like when I argue with Michael Jordan fans and I wasted my time, you always will with them, is that Scotty was, once they started rolling, when Scotty was like, that was the same shit. Like basically, Michael took care of that offense and was crazy what he did on offense, but everything else Pippen was basically doing on D and Blase blah. So you know the nigga feels a certain way with being Robin, even though as anybody would look at it like, no, Scotty, you're not Michael. But for that team and the way that shit worked, if you watch that shit over, Scotty was just is no Scotty. Michael don't have six. I don't care what none of you Jordan fans say, but that's another argument that lasts for 2 years live straight, no turn off. But I think that that's what it is more than anything, Uda. It's been a part of going through shit like how he been picking up LeBron that I think that he just over years and seeing how people just love Michael so much and he's really not attached to it that he took advantage of the situation to really just start going hard. And he's just being a person. He's being a human being. He don't feel like he got to get the accolades that he deserved.
Yeah, and he maybe doesn't, but you know, at the end of the day, who can be mad at that? You can't be mad at nobody at that. Like at the end of the day, like he fucked up with certain shit because he didn't want to take the bread. Remember, he wasn't supposed to go training and do all the other shit. He was supposed to go get the surgery, man, shit like that. He made a lot of decisions. He signed a bad deal in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
a couple of things that happen. You know what I mean? Sometimes your money make you who you are too. When you're getting paid certain money, and they be like, they make you who you are too.
And even that too, like you said, I think, and I know that that's like he did.
That bothered him.
I think he fit. Yeah, he wanted
the money bothered him too. Like,
that
paper bro.
Yeah, because Uda, what I'm saying, not to cut, because bro, I think that too. That Mike, like he knew how big and Michael was, like with everything across the whole NBA. So he's looking at the team like, bro, when I went and asked for that money, nigga, all you had to do is go in there and tell them niggas to give me my fucking money, and you didn't do it.
And they would give
that, and they would have gave like, and obviously, Mike, I don't know how, but that was some shit that just like he don't fuck with politics and he don't do nothing for the community. He did not go in there and vouch for that nigga, and that's why, like, no matter how, how cool, huh? He definitely got a problem. Like, bro, I fuck with you. You know that I work hard for this shit. And all it took for you to go in there and act like you was mad. Even if you didn't really give a fuck. If you could have just went in there and told them people, yo, you better get that nigga the money. And he didn't do it, nigga. So you know he don't always have something with that nigga.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. Somebody else got blocked for some bread like that. I don't know who it was. It was somebody, I forgot. It was in a more recent years. Somebody got blocked with some bread like that, and they mad at that person. They were still getting at that person, still like, yeah, that motherfucker blocked me on some money. Somebody said that. I don't know if it was Quan.
The same teammate. You talking about Michael?
Like another basketball player was talking about a situation like that. How a nigga could have just went up and spoke up, just like how LeBron got Tristan Thompson on that paper. You feel me? Remember, Tristan Thompson got a big bag, but LeBron really got him the bag.
Right.
Like he still got a big ass check more than mad people. Tristan Thompson, he's still on the big.
Right.
That was because and with LeBron,
that's what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Even that night
situation, exactly, and especially a situation that we're talking about, Pip. That's why I said, see, you old enough, like even niggas older than you and niggas to watch this shit that always kill me. Is that like, and even if you disagree as much as everybody else that I ever talked to about it, that's why I don't have it, because that Michael Jordan is just off limits because niggas just in love with him. You cannot, it's too much. But that nigga, anybody that watched that shit organically, or it would have to be organically because you can't see it, watch it now, or watch it 20 years later. Or you can, depending on if you ever played basketball or whatever. But if you don't know that nigga wasn't equally as nice as Michael, then you're bugging, bro. Like, again, just like when they lost to Detroit, when he had the headaches and they talked shit
about equally as nice as Michael.
Doing it on that basketball court. Yes, sir.
No, he was not. Mike was better than him, and he would tell you that Mike was better than him. He knows Mike was better than him.
About
you can't tell him that, but Mike would tell you that Mike is better than him. So we can't say that he's better than him.
I'm talking about.
No way, in no way possible.
Are evenly equivalent of what is being done.
No, He
All
wasn't.
right,
He was
like
not.
I said,
Mike
no,
didn't miss that much, bro. This nigga was a different kind of animal, bro. This nigga didn't miss that much, bro.
bro. Like I said before, so why? What's the formula that he's there? Like I said, when they lost to Detroit the first time, it's because Pippen was not there.
Oh no, that's a fact. No, they won because of Pippen. I'm not saying they didn't win because of Pippen too. No, they won
That's
because
what
of
I'm
Pippen.
talking about. I'm not talking
Mike
about
still was like
if you would say that Pippen was different. Yeah, he is a different.
You know why he was different? Because Mike was a fucking
He's
third
Michael
ball.
Jordan.
Mike was fiending. Mike was practicing. Mike was a fiend, son.
You act like Scotty won't, but he won't the same do offensively shooting
Scotty
wise.
was real too. Scotty was a fiend too, though.
D, bro. Scotty played true D. Michael played that D that falling off.
He played the best player all the time.
With a reputation, bro.
Yeah,
That nigga, like I said, that nigga didn't win without that nigga, bro.
No, hell no. Hell no.
Hell no. Like I said, when
even the defensive stuff, Mike was so good on defense too. Mike was so good on defense too, is that Pip couldn't even get the edge there though, even though his defensive prowess was crazy. Pip was really on the team. But Mike D was crazy too though. This is the crazy shit though. You know what I'm saying? That shit is really not really.
D was cool, man. Everybody.
Mike was putting gloves on niggas.
I used to fuck with that nigga hard, but Mike's D's just like Allen Iverson's do. Mike would check you float off. He know the game. But him just straight up shutting you down because
Pippen. That was Pippen. Pippen was that man on the team.
That's what I'm talking about.
Pippen guarded the best player.
Michael
Pippen took the best assignment, the hardest assignment.
To the LeBron. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The hardest assignment. That's what I'm saying. The value is equal, bro. That nigga had the offense.
Yeah.
This nigga had the defense, bro.
Yeah. And Pip had
that nigga was suspect on D, bro. Niggas don't have all the
everything that Mike could do.
That's what I'm talking about.
Pip could do anything Mike could do. He could shoot, he could jump, he could do layups, he could do floaters, he could do all this shit that he wanted to do.
He couldn't shoot like that. He couldn't shoot like Mike. No, that's what he couldn't do. He couldn't shoot like Mike.
Everything
he
else
get fouled. He can make moves. He could not shoot or score on that level at that time. He didn't need to score at that level. When I'm saying nigga know him, they don't have those shits.
Oh, hell no.
And if anybody who watches basketball ever thinks any different, it's crazy because he didn't win until Pippen started being nice.
Yeah. When Pippen got into his shit, that's when they won. When Pippen got confident,
that's when they started winning chips. Bro.
They won when Pippen got confident. When Pippen started getting in his bag, and they won. That's a fact. When Pippen was illin' on his shit, they won. Period. Point blank. So Pippen was, you know what I mean, crucial in that win, crucial in them winning, period. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I understand why he was probably mad that Kukoc took the shot because he'd been waiting so much long for that moment.
Yeah, because Jordan finally jetted. Yeah, Jordan's not even on his team. But even in that situation, I mean, I kind of give him because he's like one of the only niggas that ever really did some shit. Well, there's a few like Mahmoud, Rauf, you know what I'm saying? No anthem shit. It's not too many niggas in the game knowing what it can happen to be like, nigga, you know what? Nigga, I ain't fucking with y'all. You go do it. The only thing is, it's fucked up because he was willing to want to see them lose to be right. The same shit that we talk about up here. In that instance, he was willing for that nigga to miss to be right. And like you said, that's what would make it look interesting if that was the case. But the nigga makes it so you look kind of fucked up. But we understand that what he's saying is like, why you wouldn't give me that position when I always been a number 2 guy and this is my team. Because leading up to that series and leading up to everything,
he was killing.
That was his best year. That was his best offensive year.
He was killing that year.
Yeah, that was his best offensive year. So that's why I felt like that. But that was the wrong time to. Not the wrong time. I think that the example that he made was this is the wrong time. I mean, the wrong example for him to talk about that. But a lot of shit that he's probably on is just a lot of shit that he went through.
Yeah,
a lot of shit that he went through and how he felt the whole fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all go run and, love the hell out of Michael. But what about me? Did you forget the shit that I pulled off?
They played Pippen, yo. They played Pippen. Pippen went out, he didn't get the bag, nothing. They played Pippen. You know what I'm saying? Pippen got played. Or he played himself. He took that deal.
Yeah, he played so because he was scared, but You know, that's life choices. He's still in a better position than us and a lot of people. So ain't nobody gonna feel too sorry for Scotty neither. I'm only banging on the strength that like a lot of niggas act like nigga all his services was just regular shit. And you know, it's like, nah, nigga, he did a lot of shit. If you know basketball and really watch those games when them games was live years ago, that if all them steals and all this taking charges, shutting down the other team's main nigga and shit like that, that you know, that the novice basketball or people who don't know because they know Michael's name is gonna look at it different. That's not the case. But yeah, what's the name? Oh, I thought what's the name said he was gonna come up here. But yeah, so before I probably give a little bit longer before unless somebody else is gonna come up, you also got to reintroduce community. What you got planned? You got a lot of stuff planned. You got something planned for I know you'll be right on it since you get off here. But you got something planned for the different channels today?
Yeah, man, we're gonna rock out. Still doing some segments with the women. I'm gonna figure out a couple of things. I got some videos, some different things I've been taking. I still got some stuff on Egypt and Kenya. I also went to the Metropolitan Museum the other day, so I might edit up some of these footages I got. I might even, I got a couple of things that I could drop. A couple of new footages I got. Yeah, I might edit some footage. I was streaming for like 14 hours, so I might just update some few uploads and I might set up a stream. See what's out there to talk about, see if there's something that strikes me.
I don't think Friendly is done. Friendly, you still around?
No, Friendly is in a sleeping. Friendly is down, bro.
Oh yeah, we always do the
Friendly is done.
All right. So that's what I was gonna say, man. I was gonna wrap up. I would say that Uda Block is gonna have something going on between the Uda Block channel or the community channel within 8 minutes. Shine to everybody that's still here. I thank y'all for coming here. I thank y'all for dropping the likes. I thank for y'all opinions. I thank for y'all donating your time and keeping it 100. For everybody, you know what I'm saying, to pull up on the panel this morning. And again, everybody to listen, everybody contributed to it. Peace to Rain, peace to Yummy, peace to Uda Block, peace to Game of Death. John Killumanati holding her down the whole time, Travel Squad, and everybody. So, like I said, man, just please continue to come around and listen to the information, and as well as, like I said, at some point at the less, you know what I'm saying, for people that be coming periodically to ask for a ranch and stuff like that. If it means that much to you, join the program, which is what $1 something a month or something like that, or the $2 one. Just join the History channel or something like that. All your opinions, all your thought processes. Looking forward to. Also, shout out to Tommy D. For now, y'all, we just made history by no fights, no fuck you motherfuckers, no videos being made later about anybody else. We got Aussie Oi Oi, the brother of the real game of Death in here to drop some knowledge on the N word. And, you know, we just doing good things between the two channels, between me and Friendly Extortion, along with Uda Block, this family, a brother to me, and John Killumanati being around all the time as well. I appreciate it. Until the next time, yo, we out. Hicksley. Peace.
Peace.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. Put a smile on a stranger's face.